Superhumans! Once pure fiction, they became reality the day a god perished in our skies, bringing power to a lucky few and terror to the rest. Those masses are now looking for hope, and I want to provide it. My name is Network, here to prove that you do have protectors during these unprecedented times. What better way to do so than with live footage? Our camera drones capture all the action so you can see our new superheroes fighting the good fight in real time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to Power Play.
Thrusters engaged.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into Power Play, willingly this time, for an update on the arson attacks that have been plaguing the city. Thanks to some impressive detective work, can't tell you the details of that, don't want to give away our edge, our heroes managed to go undercover at the scene of the most recent disaster. We now bring you footage of things as they got heated. Just as I suspected, these incidents seem to all have been caused by the same source, one that definitely deserved the title of supervillain. Captain Kraken might have been the first to make the news, but move over, Fishman. It appears that Ignition Girl has been operating for just a bit longer. Of course, this battle came with hard decisions to make, but I would say that the heroes chose wisely, focusing on evacuating civilians from the building to make sure no one was hurt. Ignition Girl took advantage of this chaos and managed to slip away, but fear not, I'm happy to report there was not a single injury in this fire, and we here at Power Play are doing our best to locate the villain as soon as possible. If you have any information as to where Ignition Girl may be hiding, please call our tip line and keep watching Power Play for the latest updates. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, to episode 3 of Power Play. It's so weird not starting with a recap, because the recaps are post-production, and I'm not used to that, and I gotta jump in, but you guys have already seen it. So with that in mind, players, how are we feeling going into episode 3? Your superhero careers are off to a good start.
Yeah,
I feel good.
You haven't
Especially
been ominous
after-
about anything, so feeling great.
I have said many times that I've been very excited for episode 3. That's just a true thing. That shouldn't be something that scares you. Don't worry about...
When Matt gets excited, bad things happen.
Yeah, unfortunately for your theory, I have pattern recognition and have been on this show for a minute, so I'm not excited about you being excited.
Unfortunately for your theory, I have pattern recognition is a really, really good line, Mike. Thank you. Thank you for that. But don't be... Look, the audience will enjoy it. That's the end of the sentence.
Most important thing.
That is the most important thing, right? Who cares about what happens to your characters? The audience is going to have a good time here. So, with that, announcements are going to be done in the sort of commercial break that we're doing now. So, let's get started. This episode is not going to pick up immediately where the other one left off. We left off last week outside of the club where you guys fought the now named, as of this week, Ignition Girl. She escaped, and we are going to be skipping forward a week. Now, over the course of this week, a whole lot of things have happened. First off, Ignition Girl has not been found, at least not to your knowledge. She is still out there somewhere, but you guys have been a little bit too busy to investigate it, as after the second superhero event and the first non-live interruption Power Play, we'll call it that, the superhero fan base in Seattle and across the world has absolutely blown up. I'm going to ask you guys this question now so that you can start thinking about it, and then as we'll probably get to it in the episode, one thing that you guys should be thinking about, both as players and as characters, is what names you want, if any, for your fan base. And I don't just mean as a team, I mean individual characters. Like, people are watching you guys with rapt attention And they certainly do have their preferences. Over the last week, you have all been involved in various crime-stopping activities. Lots of, robberies and things, maybe some disasters and fires that have been stopped. No supervillain activities have gone on over the last week. That's important to note. But you guys have been busy nonetheless. There have been the sort of live-streamed patrols that you talked about, all sorts of stuff. Goo Girl has been extremely popular. Your following has, I would say, at least doubled. Umbra, TBD, Ring Bear, everyone else has started gaining followers as well. Before we get into the content of this episode directly, let's check up on everybody. Now that you've had a week to be a little bit more famous, how are you guys feeling about that?
It's the best. Love it.
I assumed as much from Google, yes.
Ring Bear's feeling awesome. This has been great for ticket sales on shows she's still advertised for, which are probably only within the next few weeks, next month. Probably stopped taking bookings and commitments after getting this superhero gig, but we're moving some tickets. We got some buzz. This is amazing.
TBD is feeling great. I mean, he definitely has one of the smaller followings of the group, if not the smallest. But he created a new TikTok after deleting his old one. It's now official TBD, he feels good. His little fan base is cool, and they're chill, and he doesn't really know what to do with himself, but he now has people cheering for him.
Yeah, you've got 2 TikToks on there, Google's posting 12 a day, but you've got some as well, I'm sure.
I post bi-weekly.
Yeah, so you posted that would be half a TikTok on average at this point if it's bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Umbra is sort of vacillating between occasionally he gets very, very excited about it and is talking to Goo Girl about posting strategies and when should I upload and thinking about jumping on the latest trends, and then at other times he just forgets to post for days at a time and gets messages like, what the hell happened to you? Where are you? You dead? Something because he's deeply inconsistent, and he seems to be sort of alternately kind of stressed out but also extremely excited about this thing.
The spirit of a true TikTok creator. This
is the most accurate thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. So it seems like all of you are feeling pretty good about this, and Network, for his part, is obviously feeling good about it too. The show has been a massive success. Millions of people across the world tuning in every single time it goes live. Your contracts have been progressing. They have not been signed yet, but Network, to his part, has been fairly good about keeping you guys updated. Enough, I would say, the standard of this would be determined by Mike ultimately, but I will say probably up to standards that Danny especially is okay with. It does seem like he is making progress on things, but there's not exactly legal precedent for superheroes, so there's a lot of things that have to be worked out there. Overall, it's been busy, it's been good. School has been progressing as well as, much as you guys are paying attention to it with other things going on, but a good week. And we are finally now going to pick up at the point where this episode will start, which is at about 2 a.m. What are you guys doing at 2 a.m. on a random school night? Are you all sleeping? Are good little college students? Are you partying? You don't have to give detailed answers here. It won't matter too much, but just for everybody's note.
It's a patrol time.
Patrol time for Goo Girl? Okay.
Yeah, I'll sleep during class.
Yeah. I think Umbra is tagging along with Goo Girl, sort of because Goo Girl was like, "Hey, you want to come patrol?" And him in the middle of doing some kind of assignment, was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go do that," without really thinking it through.
Okay, 2 on patrol. Danny, Taylor.
Danny is in bed. She gets up at 6 a.m. to work out before classes, so the sleep schedule is a little strict on school days.
Well, not tonight.
TVD is definitely not sleeping, but he's also not out on patrol. What I think probably happened is, to the unfortunate demise of his sleep schedule and GPA, he probably stumbled across a new roguelike with pixel graphics from an indie developer and has completely fallen down a rabbit hole and is playing that
I'll
right now.
canonize the Hades games in this. I think that would be funny, given the universe this takes place in. Yeah, he can be playing Hades too. We'll just make this real. I don't think they'll mind.
There you go.
We'll take a page out of both Nathan and my lives and just make that
just-
one real.
Alone in a dark room with flashing colors on the screen and me just like glued.
Okay, perfect. And on that scene, all of your phones from network start going crazy at the exact same time. Alarms and notifications, but louder than you have heard them before. Definitely enough to wake up Danny, intentionally loud enough to wake up anyone who might have been sleeping.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Oh, do not disturb.
Feels urgent.
These don't have a do not disturb button on them. And so I'll assume that maybe after some attempts to find a do not disturb button, which are unsuccessful, everyone does eventually pick up. And you are greeted with a much more, maybe not frantic, but focused and intense network than you have seen before. To such an extent that he doesn't actually seem to be looking at you guys when the phone call is answered. He seems to be very much in the middle of something, and as the phone call gets collectively entered to this group call, you see him looking off screen, yelling at somebody else in the production studio, "Yes, I am aware of the police blockade, but that's only on the land. We're going to be sending them around to the water." Oh, they picked up, thank God. Hello, kids. Whew, I'm so sorry to call at this hour. Things are happening. Cars are on the way. Briefing is going to take some time. I'll tell you on the way. No, I told you, I'm aware. I'm moving the boat into position. Just get in the cars. I'll explain as we go. Call ends.
All right.
Okay.
Well, hey, that sounds serious.
Yeah. That's the maddest I've ever seen him.
Yes. Yes, things are clearly different tonight. Something has gone, maybe not wrong per se, but something has definitely gone interesting. And as he promised, the cars, faster than usual, do arrive at your respective positions. You can kind of hear them zooming in, various cars as always, and when you all get into the cars, the screens immediately light up with Network's face. It seems in the minute since the last call, he has composed himself enough for TV standards. You can kind of still hear in his voice he's a little frantic, but he manages to collect himself. Goes, all right. Sorry for the little scare that probably gave you. Let me explain the situation. First of all, everyone here? Everyone good? No one too worried? I hope I didn't interrupt anything too serious.
I am so fucking tired and upset at you, man. It's 2 a.m.
I understand. Believe me, I'm not happy to be set up at this hour either. The ratings right now are not going to be very good. But let me explain the situation. Right now, all of you are en route to the docks. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Seattle geography, over to sort of like the southwest side of the city, Seattle being on a bay, there is a large sort of dock shipping port area. That is where you are all going. All right, this all started 2 nights ago. One of the security guards at the docks saw some odd lights in one of the warehouses over there. He went to check it out, and then vanished. No evidence of him whatsoever. He has not been heard from since. The only reason that we know he was going to check out lights in the first place is that he sent a text to one of the other security guards in the area beforehand. Weird thing about this, his car is also gone. Never showed up at his home, but he also didn't come back to work the next day. It's like he just got in his car and vanished. Now, this alone isn't that odd. We've been monitoring various odd activities and things that could be superhuman in nature over the past couple days. That was enough to get on our radar, but apparently, from me to you, this guard has a reputation for being a bit of a slacker, so him not showing up to work wasn't too strange. Enter last night, another guard gets called to pick up his shift. Same thing. Sees some odd lights, sends a text, goes to check it out. Have not heard from him since. Car is gone. He is also gone. At this point, we were monitoring it more intensely. Enter tonight, as of, he kind of checks his watch, about 25 minutes ago. Third security guard sees the lights, gets worried, calls the police. A police officer goes and investigates the scene. And, well, this is a police officer. That means we had a radio on the situation, and, well, let me just give you the thing that was transmitted there. You see him hit a button on his desk, and you just hear a recording of a man screaming for dear life. After pausing for a second to let you guys sort of take that in, Network Kananaji goes, So, you can see the situation. Bad news, the cop's okay. But good news, it does seem like whatever is going on here is still active in some form or another. As I believe you heard on the previous call, the police have very quickly set up a blockade going into the docks. They don't want to send in anyone else until presumably they ask this officer what exactly it was that he saw. Now, given this is internal police communication, we don't have access to that, trying to figure out a way to get it, but we don't at the moment. However, I am making the educated guess that this is more of our department than it is theirs. So we're sending you in to investigate. Everyone good? Any questions?
This kind of sounds like a horror movie, actually.
Yes. Yes, it does, Tom.
Yeah, like, ghosts aren't real, right? Like, ghosts haven't become real since the thing happened.
Tom, look at yourself.
That's why I'm asking.
Shit. I can't do ghosts, man. That's like the one thing I'm not good at.
Yeah, I don't think I could like grapple a ghost, so that's tricky.
Quick question. Speaking of look at Tom, what if the police are there and they are looking for something spooky and Umbra looks like, and she's kind of gestures.
A valid question.
Do we need to do something to make sure he doesn't get shot?
I have drones over the scene right now. From what I can tell, it looks like the police aren't moving in. They are keeping anyone else from going into the docks, but I'm guessing that they're waiting to get information from their own officer who saw things before they make a move, which means we have a window. From my understanding of Tom's abilities, if someone shoots at you, do the teleporting thing.
Yeah, I think I'll just get out of there, because, like, gee, I don't want to deal with cops.
Yes, they're all public servants and all of that wonderful bullshit that they like to say, but they're currently not too much fans of what we're doing. So I would recommend staying out of their way.
Yeah, because we actually help people.
Well, you said it, not me, and certainly not on television yet.
Are we not supposed to say that on television?
No, I don't really care that much about that. But speaking of television, just for your notes, we do have drones in the area. There are some that are going with you as well. They are recording, but they are not live. Just in case this is a bunch of punk teenagers causing some sort of weird Scooby-Doo-esque racket, we're not going to broadcast this, just in case it turns out to be a bust. However, the second things do start to get intense, then we'll be ready to go live. So you'll have me as cameras on support like usual.
Cool.
And with that, unless you guys have any other questions, which you are more than welcome to ask, after a few minutes, you guys arrive not at the docks, but the cars pull up kind of near them, a little bit past, up to the edge of the bay, where there is a boat waiting for you. Since the blockade is happening on the land side, blocking off all the roads, you're going to be going around the other side. So you guys all get out. You're meeting each other at this point again. If you have anything to say there, we'll assume that happens sort of on the boat ride in.
Yeah, like, hey, Danny, how you doing?
I was asleep. I was so cozy in bed.
If you need help waking up, I have some instant coffee with me. I usually just pour it in myself. I think if I do that and then give you like a drop, it could wake you up a little bit, like Goo Girl coffee.
That's crazy.
It's such a cool idea. I love your creativity and the way you use it with your powers. But I can't do caffeine. It's like gonna knock my like cycles off. Like, yeah, I'll be energized now, but then I'm gonna be the fucking dog shit later, and I don't want to get in that cycle. You know.
TBD like reaches into one of his many cargo pockets and goes, "Here, just smell this," and it's smelling salts.
Okay.
It was getting out.
Yeah.
Like you see, like his Umbra suit kind of concentrates around his nose, like it's plugging up his nostrils.
Yeah, that's good. You see, TBD takes like, oh,
Multiple times. What the hell?
Why do you have that in your? Is that like a power, or do you just carry those in your pocket?
Well, it wakes up unconscious people a lot of the time, so it's good to have, you know?
When did you get these? How long have you had these?
You can get them at, like, the GNC.
The GNC isn't that a car dealership?
GMC is the car dealership. That's what Nicole
GNC's a
told me.
nutrition place.
Oh, gotcha. I was a little.
Man,
one of the
I mean, if we need to clear a crowd, we just pour some of that into Goo Girl. Jeez.
Oh
one
my
of the
god!
golden
Actually,
drones flies down and like looks at you guys really quickly, and then in your ears you go. Network goes, "Oh, thank God! I thought those were drugs for a second. I was incredibly worried." No, okay, carry on.
No.
And then it just
As much as I would love to partake in the wrestling tradition of doing cocaine, it was just some smelling salts.
And I think before things get cracking, in an attempt to bolden his social media presence, I'm just gonna do like a photo post on TikTok, not even a video. It's just a photo. It's a selfie of me. I didn't even put a caption. I just posted it, and it like auto put on a song like Flow Rider's whistle, and that's just it. That's just the whole post. Flow Rider's 2012 smash single whistle.
just
Just
TBD on a boat, no context.
Maybe there's a caption like "back on the job," thumbs up emoji. That's it.
All right,
Is
perfect.
he thirsty posting at 2 a.m.?
It gets a couple of likes and a few confused comments, and we'll see how that goes. Now,
doing it.
before you guys land, this won't make things more ominous at all. Let's calculate your team points for this encounter. So, when starting conflict against a powerful foe, don't worry too much about that. You get a new share pool
Foreshadowing
of
is a
team
literary
points.
device.
We've read this before. We're going to read it again. Pool starts with 2. Point 1. If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team point. Network is considered the leader right now, does have influence, so that's 3. If everyone has the same purpose in the fight, add another team point. I believe that would take it to 4. If any member mistrusts the leader of the team, remove a team point. I believe that knocks it down to 3, unless the last very good week has changed Danny's opinion, which it might have. I will leave that up to Mike's discretion.
I think at this point,
The money is green.
the money is
Got
green, the
me.
contract is doing well. Huh. I don't know. I want to be honest and be like, Danny isn't convinced that this guy isn't, like, bad. But, like, it's been a good week. I can trust him on a professional level, if that's what we're looking for.
I'll allow that at this point. I mean, he is essentially a professional contact, so sure, we will skip that removal. But unfortunately, if your team is ill-prepared or off-balance, remove a team point. And it is
Ooh,
2 a.m.
style.
I do believe at least one of you would be in some way or another ill-prepared or off-balance. So, unless there are any other character-specific abilities, which I don't believe there are, that will leave your team points for this encounter starting at 3. So the same as last time.
Okay.
And with that, your small boat, this is obviously not a large vessel, it's meant to be relatively stealthy since there are police outside this area, pulls up around the back end of the docks, and you guys are let off to go. The warehouse where the lights were seen is a little bit down. There's like some shipping containers and then another warehouse and then the one where the stuff was happening. So you can conduct your investigations as you will. I leave it to you guys.
Yeah. So what's the lighting conditions down here? Is it like floodlights and like sort of industrial lights, or is it super dark?
Pretty dark, I would say. There are definitely some lights in certain areas, but like, look, I'll just put this in the acknowledging the cliche way. Yes, this is like a dock shipping yard kind of thing. It's a superhero comic dockyard. It's pretty dark.
Excellent.
Cool.
Always
So
assume
all we
comic
know
book logic
is
in this series. over
multiple people have showed up, saw lights, and then disappeared.
I would
Or were
maybe
the lights there, bringing them? Were the lights there, and that's why they showed up?
Yeah, I was about to say I would maybe flip that to be more specific.
Okay.
They saw lights in a warehouse, like abnormal lights, obviously. You don't know
Right.
the specifics of what. Went to investigate, and that was the last they were heard from. That happened to the first 2 people, and then the third person was the cop, and over the radio you just heard them scream. They were, I guess I should say, this is maybe something that wasn't super clear from Network's briefing, but I'll say it anyway because it was implied. The cop didn't vanish. The cop was picked up by the other officers who were at the scene, but you just don't have access to them because they were picked up by police.
Right.
So it's not like seeing the lights makes people instantaneously vanish. Also,
and it's all from the same warehouse every time, or was it different ones?
Same warehouse.
Okay, so we know specifically which warehouse we're heading towards here.
Yes, you do know specifically which
Got
one.
it. And I guess we head that way.
All right.
Let's go to the warehouse.
Make me... Actually, you know what? You don't even have to do an assess the situation check for this. You will if you have to get closer, but you guys kind of sneak your way through, getting closer to the warehouse where the lights are seen, and as you round this other warehouse with to let this one be in view, you can definitely see why people were going to investigate this. Through these sort of large upper windows of this place, you see a very odd pattern of lights. Some of them sort of blue, some of them red, some of them purple, all kind of within that sort of spectrum. Just sort of like drifting along. Whatever is causing them seems to be below, closer to ground level, but they're just sort of like moving, shifting, obviously unnatural, kind of ethereal in a sense. This is still a little bit a ways out, I should note. You guys are not currently right up next to the warehouse. It's just sort of in your view, like, I guess the word wouldn't be blocks, but like maybe distance-wise, like a block down past some containers in another warehouse and stuff. But yes, shifting sort of ethereal glow that definitely does not look natural or electric even.
So if everybody's going in the front door and getting scared, why don't we just peek in through the top?
Can you get up top?
I can get up top. Do you want me to get everyone up top or just me?
Is it better to split up or go all together? We don't really know if this is something that can attack us.
I should also note, and this is not something that you have to use immediately, and don't take this as a hint to use it immediately, but do remember that Network is also on call if you have information here. He's like actively monitoring this as well, just for purposes of investigation.
Network, do you have any drones in the warehouse?
Not currently, but I can send some in, see what we can find.
Yeah, go ahead, see if it dies.
You see Network, well, we'll say you've got like a video thing on the phone. You see Network turn over to the drone operating side of the place and goes, all right, yeah, send in some of the drones to the warehouse. What do you mean, which warehouse? The one with the lights. What do you... And then he stands up and walks over off of the frame, presumably to go talk to whatever's going on over there. But yeah, the cameras don't seem to be picking up the lights.
Oh, so you can't even see the lights on the camera.
Vampire lights.
Can I ask, and
These
if I need to
drones
roll
aren't
for
back in
this,
summer night,
I will, but I don't think I would need to. Are these lights like, is it like an aura around the warehouse, or is it like orbs flying around, or is it like...
Make me an
what
assess
kind
the
of light
situation
is
check,
it?
yeah.
Okay. Assess the situation is, what roll is that? Superior. Flat roll. Oof. 5.
All right, you know what's kind of funny about that? I said roll, and then I processed something that you said, and if I had processed that a second before, I wouldn't have said roll. Because you actually got it exactly right, and I'll go ahead and sort of advance something along. As you're waiting for Network to respond, you see around the corner of this warehouse a small glowing orb, sort of round the bend. It matches the colors of the ones inside. It's kind of blue currently, but as you watch it, it sort of transitions into a purple and then into a red and then going around. And it just sort of floats around the side of this warehouse and just sort of continues going around.
Question from me: does its light cast shadows?
Does its light cast shadows? Let me see. Think about its position. I would say, that's a weirdly interesting question. Which,
Because if it doesn't show up on camera, I figure maybe there's something. Something going on there.
This is going to be such a ridiculous answer. For your purposes, no.
Aha.
whatever that means.
I'll go ahead. I'll just answer this more openly because that's the only way that that's going to make any sense. It looks like it does. If you try to use the shadows that it casts, they won't work.
Yeah,
Like,
so I think
yeah.
Tom will like sense that like normally he's conscious of like where shadows are and he can tell like where he can go, and those are like so like he sees that light going around and he like cocks his head, is like, that, hang on, I don't think that thing, what the hell, and like impulsively, like without waiting for anyone or doing anything, he's gonna teleport like closer to it, like into a shadow, like a deep shadow, and like peek out at it and get a closer look.
Well, there he goes.
Umbra.
Another ominous question. When you say close, how close?
like not in the sense of being close enough to touch it, but like sort of like it's sort of, you say it's like on a little patrol path, he'll like jump into a shadow that's like behind like a pillar or something that it passes by and like get a better look at it.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. You do that, and let's say since you're waiting for it to pass by, as that is happening, a network comes back into frame on TVD's phone. It goes, okay, I think you probably heard some of the confusion there. The lights aren't showing up on our cameras.
They're in our minds.
It's yeah, I'm not sure. We're working on that. We're working on that. He seems as confused as you guys are.
No, it's a psychic. Right? You look, we've all read comic books, right? We all grew up watching Teen Titans. We've all read every single X-Men thing. It's in our brains. Whatever it is isn't real.
Yes, but if it's in our brains, that never mind. That
There's something in there that they're trying to warn us away
figure it out.
I think if nobody is gonna stop Goo Girl, she's convinced herself that whatever this is harmless and is in our brains and is just trying to scare people away. And so she's gonna approach the warehouse and be like, "Hey, I'm coming in. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you."
Oh god.
Before that happens, so this was sort of happening concurrently.
There she goes.
Umbra,
Okay.
this light floats by you, and that's it. It floats by. As you look at it, it is just a sort of orb of light. You know, this is sort of a trope
Is
with
it
sort
like
of
basketball sized or?
Yeah, basketball size is I would say about. It's sort of fluctuating as well, like with the color patterns. But yeah, something around that size.
So as I'm close to it now, another question I want to ask you: do I feel it affecting my powers? Like normally, if I'm close to a powerful source of light, that weakens my powers. Does that happen with this thing? Like, does it seem to have any effect on my abilities at all?
It does not.
Aha.
And it passes by you. It does not react at all. Whether that's because it did not see you or that's because it just doesn't care, you have no way to know. But it just kind of continues along, sort of sliding on the side of this warehouse, and then just drifts back around the other side. Like a patrol path, as you said. That was a good way of putting it.
I think sort of oblivious to anything else that's happening, Umbra's going to keep following it for a bit, like just still sort of like, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah, you follow it. It, again, does not really seem to react. Now let's cut over to someone being a little less subtle. Google, what exactly are you doing again?
Other side of the building from them at this point, right?
Whatever it is, it's in my head. It's not real. It's fine. And I'm going in and I'm assuring whatever's in there that I'm not going to hurt it. Because, you know, people have disappeared. Their car is gone. Maybe they got in their car and they just drove away because it was terrifying because it showed them their worst fear.
Yeah,
you know, it's not. Like that. Yeah.
So you're just going and entering the warehouse?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
You go this for. Let's see what happens.
And you see.
Jesus Christ, not a good idea. God.
The lights are coming from, unsurprisingly, more of these orbs. You can't really tell exactly how many of them there are because this warehouse is full of shipping containers and stuff. But lights of varying sizes, none of them massive, but, you know, varying around that sort of basketball size, and various shifting colors are just floating around in these sort of patrol paths like the ones outside. They don't, notably, ever get too close to the center of this room, though, the center of this open warehouse. That is still very, very dark, and you're going to have to get a little bit closer if you want to see anything that is in there. They're staying around the edges.
I think first, I'm gonna radio or phone, however I'm communicating with my team, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, there's a lot more of those orb things in here. I don't think they notice me."
Umbra's voice over our comms, like, "What? You went inside?"
Yeah, it's harmless.
What makes you think that?
Because they're not on the kit. The orbs, the light is just in our minds. It's fine.
Okay,
Hey.
well, if,
My mind is a powerful weapon, sometimes to myself. I wouldn't necessarily just dismiss it as not a threat.
That's so smart. We don't have to dismiss it as not a threat because we can shove you towards it and see what powers you get, so we can get some intel on what's going on.
I was wondering if anyone was going to do that, not necessarily with this fight, but when I heard about Nathan's powers, I was like, are they ever going to throw TBD just at something unknown to try and figure out what it is? And yeah, it makes sense that it would be today.
I
turn
suppose
into
that
ice,
is
they have firepower.
a way that it could work. My powers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll head in.
wait,
Umbra is like hearing that Google has gone in, is like getting over to a window, like finding some kind of point inside that's like high up and like just frantically trying to get in there, like sort of subtly, but like, oh, fuck's sake, god damn it.
Now, interestingly, Umbra, do you have any sort of like better night vision abilities? I would kind of assume that you do based on your powers, but I've never confirmed that. So,
like,
okay.
My sense is like it's sort of Daredevil principle, right? Like anything that shadows touch, he can sort of map that out in his head. Like he has a sense of anything that is like in shadow or like is casting a shadow that's connected to a shadow around him. Anything he can sort of connect a shadow to. Sort of Shikimaru from Naruto rules, right? Anything he can connect a shadow to, he can sort of sense what it is. He can't see it in the sense of like color or whatever, but like rough shape and size.
Got it. I think actually, then given that, you would probably be the one to see this first. So, as TBD and maybe Ring Bear, also there are so many police cars going by, so I will say that's the blockade. As TBD and possibly also Ring Bear are also approaching the doors, you sort of teleport up, you can do that fairly easily, to the windows on the top and look inside. You see what Girl saw. A lot of these lights floating around the edges, but given your powers, you have a much better idea of what is going on in the center, especially because what's in the center is actually in some ways similar to you. Floating a few feet off the ground in the center of this warehouse is the figure of a man. This man is entirely wreathed in shadow, but not exactly in the same way that you are. While you have a sort of suit made of shadow that sort of shifts and changes around you, like the outer layer of this humanoid figure is just pure blackness. You can't really make out any features other than telling that it is humanoid, and it is just floating there, arms and legs limp, motionless.
Well, that's not usually how people's bodies are supposed to be. What's everyone else doing while Umbra sort of assesses? I think I'll roll assess the situation, but we'll let everyone else do.
TBD, you're at the entrance. Is Google shoving you in? What's happening?
It's a great question for you, Matt, actually.
Okay.
Because the way we've done things so far is I see danger, I roll and unleash my powers, and then it's successful or not. However, last combat, for the first time, something happened to me and my powers did something on their own. So, do I have reason to believe that I could just dive in and my powers do something, and mechanics-wise I wouldn't need to roll? Or would you want me to roll no matter how we go about this?
I'm going to be so mean, and I'm going to turn that back around on you and say, do you think that Taylor has enough understanding of his own abilities to answer that? Because that really does lie more with your understanding of your powers more than me.
So, we only have one example where I should have died and my powers saved me. I don't think I would trust it.
we do have two. There was the opening scene, I think you can
Oh,
count.
that's right.
No, the opening scene.
Oh
he
no,
was not
it's
shot.
That was someone else who was
Oh,
about
I said in the after show that my intent for that scene was for TVD's powers to save himself. That was what not intent, but that was my expectation. So that might be what you're thinking of. But thanks to Nathan's wild actions in that scene, that is not actually how it played out. So that does not count as TVD's powers saving himself in how the storyline actually played out.
I need to get more in character a little bit. The Goo Girl is trusting me with a very important task right now.
Oh,
and so,
no.
actually, I will just jump in.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go up to like one of the. I can't see the weird guy, right?
Not at the moment, no. It's
So I
in
guess I'll
this
just go
the
up to one of
shrouded
the
darkness.
orbs and try to touch it.
All right. You just sort of go up to the nearest orb. Describe just for the scene purposes, describe to me exactly what you're doing here. Like, are you poking it? Are you like swatting at it like that motion that you just did? Are you punching it? Like, are you petting it gently? What are you doing here as you approach this orb for my visualization purposes?
I think I'm wafting my hand through it as if it's like, as if you would like pond water below you, except it's above me, I assume. So I just reach my hand up and kind of like try to like pass my hand through it. Because if it's in my head, like Goo Girl says, I should be able to just go right through it.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up to the nearest orb as it's in its patrol position, and you kind of stick your hand through it and just sort of gently wave through to see if it has any sort of substance. Your hand does go right through, but it is light, so that kind of makes some level of sense. However, I would say there is like a sensation. Your hand is not stopped by it, but you can definitely sort of feel that something is different as you sort of wave your hand through this. It's kind of hard to put into words, but there is some sort of change.
I mean, I feel something when I do this, but I pass right through. I'm just
It doesn't
gonna.
hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all.
No, I will say it does not hurt.
And
Are they all circling around a center point in this room? Even if I can't see the guy, could I tell that?
Yeah, especially since you saw the one outside, it is reasonable enough to assume that they do seem to be circling the center of this warehouse.
I'll walk to the center, and I'll touch any others that I can along the way. Like, I don't know, they're not really doing much.
In the meantime, I got a 4 on my assess this situation, so I don't think I notice TBD doing this because I'm fixated on the shadow thing hovering in the air. And as TBD is doing that, I think Umbra is going to try and see if he can manipulate the shadow thing with his powers, like sort of try and unmask this thing that's hovering.
Interesting. Very interesting timing. TBD, you approach the center of this warehouse here. And you sort of, waft your hand through these. And as you get closer to the center, you see, illuminated just slightly by the light of one of these passing orbs, that same limp, floating humanoid figure. Just floating in the center of this room.
So, Google there
And
is...
then, suddenly, as you sort of phase your hand through another one of these orbs, it jerks away from you. No longer moving in this sort of slow floating pattern, in a very abrupt sort of angular motion, just... And every light in the warehouse, a second later, starts doing the same thing. People at the door, you see the one from outside also in these very jolting, arcing patterns, snap back and also go into the center of this room. The figure in the center starts to slowly, barely in your view, rise a little bit higher into the air as these lights and these dancing, arcing patterns start to jolt around it, illuminating the figure in its entirety as the room begins to be bathed in this strange, ethereal glow. Something in here is very, very, very wrong, and whoever this is, he is clearly in the center of it all.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
That's so cool. Holy shit.
That is freaky.
Oh. Okay.
You'll notice something else here in this image that I have just sent to you all and put on screen. A moment after this happens, as you are, I assume, TBD, kind of taking a step backwards, one of the lights jolts from this figure in front of you, and as it does, forms into the shape of a still glowing and made of light, but shockingly realistic skull, which leaps into your face and shrieks.
Oh!
Mark the afraid
It's not
condition.
It's not real.
Afraid condition.
Google, are you sure about this theory? Because it looks a little real.
Everyone in the area can see this now. The lights around this figure are kind of illuminating the edges of its form, as you can see in the artwork.
Network, can you see what's going on in here? Can you see the lights? Can you see the skull?
I can.
Oh.
Yes. The
It's real!
we fixed the
It's
cameras.
real!
We fixed the cameras. It's this is going to take some explaining later. Deal with it first, and then we'll explain whatever. We need a name. Ghost light. Ghost
Yeah.
light. That's what we're calling it. And then the
I think
camera,
as
his call shuts
the
off.
skull flies
Wait.
into TBD's face and screams at him, like Umbra is gonna, like basically, I don't know what it would mean here, but like try and defend him, like bring up a veil of shadow and like push this thing back.
Right. Oh, also, we should switch to the hero overlay. I do think it's well timed for that.
Oh yeah.
Let me put that on.
But hey,
here.
did that trigger TBD's powers? Because if it didn't, then we're not in danger.
Make me an unleash your powers check.
Do the fates decide that?
Make me an unleash your powers check, and we'll see. Maybe this will have no result.
All right.
Actually, ooh, how mean do I want to be? Nathan, what's your
No,
current
how
bonus to
mean you
unleash your
want to
powers?
be.
What's your current
-1.
-1?
I don't got a good handle on
I'm gonna make it for you, and I'm not gonna tell you what the result is. I'm just gonna tell you what happens.
Oh,
Alright.
shit.
Your powers don't activate. Don't know why,
We're
but
safe.
nothing happens.
Cool.
I don't
we
know.
are safe.
Maybe I'm just like sleep deprived because I've never questioned your wisdom before, but this feels feeling like a dangerous situation, just like a little bit.
That's so fair.
Now,
But if I had powers that went insane when I was dreaming, I would go to a warehouse to try to not harm or scare anybody. Let's wake this guy up.
Umbra, you said you were going to do sort of a shadow wall to block
Probably
this.
so wrong.
Like bring up a veil and like just push this skull backwards. Like not in the sense of trying to attack it, just like get away from my friend.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. It doesn't, like, the skull sort of goes forward and then vanishes. Whether that was because of your wall or because of just the situation at hand, you're not really sure. But it does not, like, the form nor the lights react to it, right? TBD, what are you doing at this? We need to kind of handle you first. Are you running?
I mean, if the skull's
you-
away, I will probably do an unhealthy response and run away from something difficult to clear this afraid condition and run out of the warehouse.
Okay. Yeah,
Run
so...
right past Ring Bear and Goo Girl and be like, if it's real in my head, then it's real to me.
Yeah, you book it all the way out of there.
That's fair.
That's super fair. That's what wrestling is, basically.
Ring Bear and Goo Girl, what are you guys doing in this situation? We know Umbra's kind of on the defense right now. TBD's running away.
I'll be back probably. Maybe.
I mean, we gotta wake him up.
Yeah, should I launch you at him? Maybe we can, you can wake him up with a suplex or something.
I could
At
do
me?
like a. No. You're off
Oh,
duty.
okay.
You did your part.
I was like, I'm not a
Keep
sleep
running.
game.
No, the scary guy, the
guy.
ghost light.
If you can get me close to him, I can like clap his ears. You know.
Oh, okay.
Wait, we're waking him up. We're waking him up.
Mm-hmm.
We should use the smelling salts. Planted earlier as an object of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Notably,
TBD, get back here.
Now I should say
Yeah,
this.
he has run pretty
planted,
far.
You can't say planted as foreshadowing when it wasn't me.
That's how.
That's
That's how Ring
works,
Bear.
baby.
No. That's how Ring Bear sees it right now.
Yeah.
She's on 2 hours of sleep.
planted by someone who
Power
doesn't know the
activated, like
storyline.
earlier when he made the decision to bring the smelling salt.
Look, I'll phrase it this way. If you're right, that's the most wild, unintentional foreshadowing that's ever happened on D&Dorks. If you're wrong, it's just funny. But if you are correct, that's insane.
It's just that habit of like describing the moments in your life as a TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice story.
And you work on wrestling logic. It's perfect.
Yeah, it does. It makes a lot of sense if it was me that said it.
All right, let's put the smelling salts in Goo Girl.
I don't
then-
know if that's necessary.
You're-
I think
you're
that's
right.
a lot of smelling salts. That's a big serving size.
That seems like something Goo Girl would do, though.
You've talked me down though. You've said that.
You
like,
guys
yeah,
have to decide, by the way, pretty
Okay.
quickly, or else Ghostlight is going to do something else. I'm going to sort of rush you a little bit.
We're
in
doing the
choices.
reasonable thing, and we're launching Ring Bear at the sleeping guy.
You have a 100% success rate of that.
That's true. Wait, do you have the smelling salts though?
I'll get them from TV. Hey, you ran pretty far, but we need you for a sec.
I don't think, I mean, game mechanics wise, I don't think if I just ran away, I'm cleared of the afraid condition yet, so I'm still working on that. You're gonna
Then
have
I'll
to
run to where you are and get the smelling salts from you and run back.
Okay, sure.
If you're running to the
Yeah, that's
fleeing
fair. That leaves
TBD
a
and
time
then
gap.
back, that's
Yeah.
going to give definitely a time gap here. But I actually don't think that you guys are going to be the sort of target of anything that Ghostlight does at this moment. Because the last person that acted upon Ghostlight was actually Umbra. So Tom, you can see sort of jump scaring you from below this window. 3 of these lights just sort of suddenly jolt up right in front of your face. And then, let's see, let me look at this picture here. We'll go with that. As these lights sort of hover there, they sort of float to the edges of the window and then burst. And as they burst, rather than being a flash of light that harms your powers in any sense, you see crawling around and through the edges of this window, hundreds of tiny glowing spiders just advancing on your position from all sides.
No. Oh, yeah, no, like, Umbra's gonna go, yeah! And like basically, I think he's basically gonna, like, I think he's perched on, like, a beam or something up under the roof. And I think, seeing that, he's just gonna, like, jump, and, like, teleport to a shadow down on the ground, like, to try and make some distance between him and the swarm of spiders.
Yep, that makes sense. Afraid condition for
Yes.
getting that, definitely. But yeah, you are able to sort of jump away from the glowing spider swarm. As this is
And
happening,
he will round on the guy and be like, dude, what the hell? What's wrong with you?
the lights, some other ones sort of rally around the side of this guy, but the figure himself does not move or react. At this point, Ring Bear is probably getting back with the smelling salts, unless you specifically want to play out. I assume TBD just kind of tosses them and keeps running.
Yeah. I'd probably take a seat around the corner, around like a shipping container. Just gather my bearings.
Okay.
Good stuff.
By the way,
you ready?
cameras at this point are now, you can see more drones flying in. Presumably you are rolling, but you can't be sure. Network has not told you that you are live yet. But yeah, if you want to try this little slingshot move again.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do I roll Unleash My Powers again?
You've done this before. Give me the engage a threat.
Engage the threat. Okay.
Yeah, you've done this
And
exact thing. So
Would you say I have an audience at this moment?
I would say that you, again, the hammers are presumably rolling. Network has not told you that they are, but you would at least assume that you do, so yes. Obviously,
Okay.
that power works, I think, more on your assumption of having an audience than actually necessarily having one, so.
So then I'm going to use stage fighting to roll with superior instead of danger, because I have +2 to superior. That will have me mark insecure, because I'm definitely just doing this for the cameras and a little about how I'm looking. And that ends up coming out to a 10 with the +2 bonus from superior.
A 10.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you know the list. You get to pick, I believe, 2 of the options. That's how it works for the... I still have to remind myself of these 2.
I don't have the quick reference open. Hold on one second.
Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten. Actually, you know what? Let's flavor it like this. Jess, you get to pick one of the list, and then Mike, you also get to pick one. We'll treat this crit success like you both succeeding. I think that makes more sense since it's sort of a combo move.
I think I'll choose to surprise, because we're trying to wake this person up, and so I'm going to surprise them if they are cognizant of what I'm doing.
And this is unleash your powers,
No,
correct?
directly engage a threat.
Oh, my bad. Might be. I think it would be smart for me to resist or avoid their blows, especially since it's sort of a...
Right. That makes sense. Unfortunately, I was giving you false hope. None of that matters. Ring Bear, you go flying towards this figure. And as you do, the 2 small lights that are sort of hovering in front of its face like eyes snap towards you, and another set of these lights manifests and forms into a gigantic spectral clawed hand, which, as you're flying towards you, grabs you, physically coming into contact with your body, very importantly, and just holding you there in front of this ominous hovering figure.
Ring Bear from that. I'm gonna try and defend. Seeing Ring Bear get grabbed, I think I'm gonna go like, Jesus, and like try and use my shadows to sort of pry the claws apart.
Go for it.
Defend or unleash?
Defend.
Defend. Fair enough. Then we do 2d6. That is a 7.
A 7. Okay, so that is a success, but you risk exposing yourself to danger or escalating the situation. So,
I think escalating the situation would be...
well, unfortunately, I believe I get to choose that one.
Ah, that's you. Okay.
So your claws, we'll start with the good, right? Ring Bear, as these spectral claws start to crush down around you, a shadowy tendril, which usually in this case would be a more ominous bad thing, in this case very much the opposite, sort of extends upwards from the floor and forces itself between the fingers, prying them open so that you can escape. This, however, does not go unnoticed by the lights, and they start to form again once more in the direction of Umbra. Several of them float over towards you, and sort of just hover in front of you for a second, not moving as you're focusing on prying these claws apart. But after a moment, they start to coalesce once again, and they form into something that looks uncannily like you, but an inverted version, where your dark shadow form has the white eyes marking your face on the front. This one is the same sort of glowing ethereal lights with dark spots in front. Just sort of stares at you for a second.
I just want to note, because I succeeded on defend someone, I do get to add 1 team to the pool.
You do get to add 1 team to the pool, right? 1 team gets added.
So there's that, but then also, I'm at least for the moment kind of distracted by whatever the hell this is. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna move. Does it copy my movement?
Tell me what you're doing first.
Like he's sort of like stepping.
Oh, you're
backwards
just doing
and
like a test, not moving somewhere specific. It does not. It is not mirroring you.
No, and is it doing any kind of motion at all, or is it just standing still?
At the moment, it is just standing still. But this is, again, we're doing this sort of very quick. It's only been up for a few seconds at this point. But it does not immediately move.
I think, like, at this it'll be like, okay, listen, this is getting real silly, dude. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, he's trying still to yell at the figure.
At that, you hear, not physically, but sort of echoing in your head, like a sort of psychic projection, a distorted version of your own voice laughing in your ears.
Good. Well, I mean, I already have a afraid I can't get it again.
Ah, that is true. How nice is that?
Oh, boy.
Well, that
real
claw
quick.
is no longer...
Yeah, as that's happening, Ring Bear, you've been dropped to the ground at this point, but the lights are still there. The hand did not sort of de-manifest. It is still above you. What are you doing? Are you trying to go in for it, or are you running? Or, well, not necessarily running out of fear, but, like, moving away. What are you doing positionally?
we're part of the way there. Got a full send.
Got a full send? Okay.
Yeah.
Make me a. Well, yeah. I mean, what are you doing? You're just charging in.
Charging in, trying to get in there to get these smelling salts in this figure's nose area.
Make me a directly engage a threat.
I'm gonna give you team bonus, like because I'm like yelling at him and like sort of keeping his attention. I think at the moment.
In that case, I think I will roll on danger instead of my move, because you can't really pull punches on smelling salts. They just kind of are what they are.
Okay.
But
yeah,
also,
that
I'd
is
like
true.
not to take another condition, because I have insecure marked. Because I was lame in front of that cool bartender who turned out to be evil a week ago.
Oh, I should have said this. If you had conditions marked from last week, you can clear them. It's been a week.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not still feeling insecure about the thing that happened a week ago. You're fine.
Yeah, people don't feel insecure
Well,
about things a week after they happen.
Unless it's something of that
never.
nature. You can clear them. You don't have
turned out to
to.
be evil, okay?
Yeah, she turned out to be an
That
evil
is
villain.
true.
It's
She
like,
was a
you don't
supervillain.
need her respect.
Well, my danger is -1, but that is still a 10.
That is still a 10.
Jeez, what a roll.
Unfortunately, once again,
Oh.
it's not going to matter. Because, Umbra, as you sort of yell and shout at this strange figure to distract him, the spectral ethereal form of you in front does the same, but in a little bit more of a chaotic sense. As you're shouting, hey, for this thing, the light version of yourself starts to sort of twist and shift and grow, and it dashes towards the figure of Ghostlight, cackling maniacally, loud enough for everybody to hear and just shouting, hey, look over here, just as chaotically as possible, right into the path of Ringbear. Just so, Ringbear, as you're trying to charge in, suddenly this inverted form of Umbra, just stretching and morphing, tentacles going everywhere, laughing, just courses right in front of you, sending you off path so that you do not make contact with your target. And then...
Oh, man.
Oh, no. We're not done. Instantaneously after this, Umbra, over your right shoulder, the face of the light version of you appears, just right in your ear, and with another slight cackle whispers,
Yeah, I think that's like again like well Jesus, like a sort of wheel around on it. Is anyone else doing anything? Because I think Umbra's about to throw hands.
yeah, what TBD what are you doing? What is Goo Girl doing? Let's check up on you two as this combat's going down.
Okay. Cut away from all this action. TBD is sitting against a shipping container, kind of bugging. He's like, he's pepping himself up. He's like, you gotta pull yourself the fucking together, man. I can hear Umbra screaming. I hear the banging and crashing of Danny and Google trying to do something with this freaky phantasmal ghost-like guy. Like, you gotta pull it together, man. And I imagine one of Networks, a single drone, kind of pans around looking at him, and he's like, people are counting on you. All right, let's go. And I'm gonna run back in to assess, not literally assess the situation, but see what's going on after I've been gone for a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you can do an assess the situation if you want specifics, but as you get around to the door, you see what's been happening. You see Ringbear kind of dodging this gigantic ghostly hand and this, strange ethereal form of Umbra.
I think I just went up to Google and be like, okay, I'm good now. What did I miss?
We can't get close enough to wake him up. Ringbear got real close twice and just got smashed away by what appears to be anti-Umbra.
Anti-Umbra. That sounds bad. Okay.
Do you have any more of those smelling salts on you?
Yeah, of course.
All right. What if I launch you and you try to get the smelling salts?
Didn't work the first time. Let's try it again.
You can't intercept two people nearly as easily. That's
Ring Bear still,
multitasking.
still keeps trying to charge at the same time. Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Your last plan didn't work that great, but what are the odds it doesn't work twice?
I'm open to suggestions if you have anything else that we might do.
I mean, I would love for my powers to do something. Can I roll?
Yeah, go for it.
Add my freak. -1 to unleash my powers. Okay. That is a 9.
That is nice. So, all right, that is a success. First off, since you got a success, I will give you a little bit of information. The last time when I did the secret roll, you got a 5. So your powers would not have activated under any circumstances, right? But in this case, they still don't activate.
And, okay, do I, as TBD, get something... Like, does it feel different than just them not working? Or does it... Am I able to tell, like, they're trying to?
My logic for how I describe the powers that I sort of assign to you is if you get a hit, they work. If you get a crit, they work and you know why. So, you don't get it. I will say, if we want to be super nice, Goo Girl's right there. You could team point it.
I was gonna say, do you want a team point?
I'll mention that since we do have that sort of new system. You know, I'll be nice enough to remind. But it seemed like you were going to get there anyway.
I'd love to figure out how your stuff works.
10, which is a strong hit.
Yeah, kind of just seems like they're working fine. It's just not the time for it.
Interesting.
Which means you're not in danger.
He's not in danger.
For sure.
Or
I'm
more
not in danger.
specifically, nobody's life is in danger.
Okay.
because like there's still a couple of missing security guards we need to account for here.
I think we just ran. Oh my god, Umbra! Umbra, leave! Don't fight that thing, just back off.
I think it's going to be a little bit too late because he's kind of getting a little pissed now. So he's like, okay, you want to play games? And it's like, he's going to bring up his hands and try and like basically build a shadow cage around the anti-version of himself.
Okay, give me an Unleash Your Powers check.
Unleash my powers. That is an 8.
An 8. Okay, that's a success. You use your powers to construct this sort of shadow cage around this figure, but as the bars of shadow sort of obscure your view of it for a second, something changes. And in that sort of split second where you can't see it, coming out of the other side of that split second, the form is no longer that of Umbra. It's actually that of TBD.
Oh boy. And
in this cage, the form of TBD, looking at you, looks around in terror at the shadow cage that he's in, just goes, "What are you doing, man?"
I don't think I fall for it so long as it still looks like an anti-version. Like it still looks like inverted color.
It is still glowing. It is still very clearly the light version.
Yeah, I don't think I fall for it. I just kind of go, listen, if you don't stop fucking around, what the hell did you do with those guards?
The version of TBD in front of you doesn't seem to respond to that directly. He still just keeps kind of panicking. But then, out from...
Can I look at it with my phone? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we can in a second. But then out from behind it, sort of peeking over the shadow, you see the light form of Umbra as well, ominously lurking over the shoulder of this ghostly TBD. And then, in one swift movement, you see the light Umbra form his hand into a blade of what would be shadow and plunge it through the ghostly TBD's chest.
Yeah, that freaked him out so much that he drops, like the cage drops and he like jumps backwards, like, holy shit!
And as you do that, in the most manic voice you've ever heard, the ghostly version of you just laughs as he watches the ghostly TBD slump to the ground.
You are sick, man! Like, and I'm gonna look around for like the floating body of Ghostlight.
Mm-hmm. It's still in the center. It hasn't moved.
Yeah. The hell? okay, Jesus Christ. Like, and like, sort of, I think Umbra is still, like, in fight mode, still gonna try and find a way to fight this guy. If he wants to break him out of that, they're gonna have to do more than just, like, say, hey, what's everyone else?
Fair.
Yeah, you said you want to do something with your phone, Goo Girl?
Yeah, I want to look at this thing through my phone camera. I want to look at Light Umbra and the cage and all that stuff that just happened. I want to look at that with my phone camera and see if it looks any different. Because the light's not showing up on cameras until they did something special to fix it.
Yeah.
But the light couldn't touch us or feel us. We couldn't interact with it. But this is something that's clearly interacting with us.
You pull up
And
your
so-
phone, and you look through the lens and kind of compare the two. Through the phone camera, none of the lights are showing up. The room is still pitch dark.
Okay.
You can still see, like, the ones that are sort of physically interacting with people. It's like they're being thrown around by some sort of invisible force. But that force is invisible.
Okay.
I think with Goo Girl's words of affirmation and my aiding to my strong hit on trying to unleash my powers and realizing the vibe that I got was it's not time yet. Google said I could toss you in again or whatever.
Yeah.
I think TBD is like, no, my powers aren't working, but not because I'm being dumb. It's because I don't need them.
You don't need them.
And I'm just gonna run in.
You're just going to run in?
I'm just gonna run in.
I'm going to scream, hero! afterwards, because that's some hero shit. I'm so excited for you.
Absolutely some hero shit. Another one of the drones flies in to get, like, this close-up shot. What exactly are you doing? Are you sort of just running in and, like, trying to jam these into the face? What's the plan here?
I don't think I was here to see any mistake or that Danny made, or rather Ring Bear made in their attempt. I think I'm just going for it, and I'm keeping a watchful eye out for anything trying to get in my way.
Make me a directly engage a threat check.
Okay, so that is a -1.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. That is a 7.
A 7. Okay, so that's right on the edge of hit. We'll do it this way. Describe what you want to do, as if it was successful, and then, maybe it won't, but describe what you're going to do as if it was successful.
I want to run in and vault off of Ring Bear and to get some air, to crack a smelling salt and shove it under this ghost light's nose.
Okay. And with that, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah!
That is exactly what happens.
Third time the charm.
TBD,
I don't
you
think this is a
run
win.
in, get a bit of a boost, and you just sort of leap up and jam the smelling salts into this figure's face. And when you do that, all of the ghost lights start to flicker and then dissipate. And the form floating in the center falls to the ground. And I think it's a little bit early, but that's a very good time for us to take our commercial break, I think.
I fucking knew it!
We're going to take our commercial break right there.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that. Wow.
You brought up Scooby-Doo, Matthew. I see right through you.
Yeah, before we go to break, I just want to note, you had to wake him up. That was the thing. The smelling salts, genuine, total coincidence bit.
They don't
That
call me
was-
Apollo for nothing.
That was always the plan.
baby.
Right
That
there
was-
with the dodgeball.
That was always the plan for Ghostlight. You'll get to hear why this is in the episode, but you've seen it work. So yeah, his powers activate while he's asleep, and you guys clocked that so much faster than I was expecting you to. So we'll talk about why, and you'll figure out when we return from our break. Hey everybody, Matt here with the commercial break for episode 3 of Power Play. Everything is pretty much business as usual this week, so we don't have a lot of announcements, but we do have one especially cool one, and so we'll start with that.
We have now officially started our October charity events, D&Dorks Hearts of Horror, which is a little mini-series of 4 horror-themed one-shots that will be airing live on my personal Twitch every Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time. These will be going through all of October, so there will be 4 of them in total. And as of this week, the first episode has aired, in which we already managed to raise over $2,200 for the Heart Foundation, which is wild. Thank you so much to everyone who came out to that event. It was a very fun time, and we do still have 3 more to go. Those VODs will also be posted on this same YouTube channel, so you can watch them if you missed the live events. And the charity donation link is not just open during the live, so we're going to put a link to it in the description of the VODs. So if you want to donate, even not on one of those Fridays, feel free to do so. It would be greatly appreciated. And that is really the only new announcement that we have for this week. Everything else is pretty much business as usual. We have a Patreon that you can subscribe to for early access to new Power Play episodes, an exclusive Discord server, and hours of bonus content going back over years of D&Dorks history. And the Power Play merch line is still on the way. Look for a drop around mid-season for that. It is going to be a very special release, and I'm really looking forward to it. And finally, the weekly fan art contest. On the day that you are hearing this, that means that submissions for episode 1's entry have closed, and because we have to edit these, I am recording this break before submissions have finished, so we're not going to announce a winner yet in case somebody snuck something in at the end there. Remember, the prompt for every single week is to create a comic book cover for that week's episode. Each entry period is 2 weeks long, so you have 1 week left to submit entries for episode 2, and as of today, you have 2 weeks to enter for episode 3. And while, like I just said, we are not announcing a winner today, I do just want to thank everybody who has submitted entries because we've got a bunch of them. This is the first time we've ever done something like this, so I was kind of nervous as to whether people would actually send in art, and you have, so I greatly appreciate it. And that's it. Pretty simple week, so I will let you guys all get back to the episode and meeting one of my favorite characters. Thanks for watching. Okay, and with that, we are back from our commercial break. I'm sure everybody's been on the edge of their seats and no one paid attention to the announcements this time, but hopefully you didn't skip through them. I know what you people watching on YouTube VODs are like. You better, if you skip the ads, go back and watch them. Now, I'm calling you out directly. Anyway, I'm sure everybody's wondering exactly what happened. So, the figure of Ghostlight falls to the ground, no longer limp, and no longer wreathed in shadow either. Now, with the lights dissipated and seemingly all forms of the powers deactivated, you see it's a guy. Just a normal dude who we actually have art for.
Look at that.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I will not just let him hit the ground, by the way. I assume
Okay.
I grab him and fall with him and...
And Ring Bear will catch the both of you.
Yes!
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. So, TBD, you grab the falling form of Ghostlight, kind of dampening some of that blow, and then Ring Bear catches sort of one of you, and each arm grabs you. Lets
It's
you
like a
down
wrestling
gently.
dive catch, so Ring Bear also goes to the ground, but no one's
Yes.
hurt.
Yeah. Now, this warehouse is very dark now that the lights have dissipated. But one of Network's drones kind of flies in, and a spotlight on it activates, not like directly calling out anybody specifically, but illuminating the area so that somebody can see. And this guy, who was previously just floating in the center of the room, kind of rubs his eyes and sort of looks around really confused. Goes, what is happening? Are you dressed like a bear? Am I dreaming?
I think you were, bud.
Right. Okay. Where? Are you still holding him, or are you putting him down?
I like put him down, disentangle myself.
You put him down, and he kind of slowly picks himself up, stretches a little bit. Are we in a warehouse? Who are you people? What the hell?
Wait,
is
did you
happening?
not mean to be in this warehouse?
Did I meet? Are you? He sort of squints at you and goes, "I'm sorry. Are you green?"
Yeah, hi, I'm Goo Girl. Nice to meet you.
Okay. What? No, I didn't mean to be
You
in
can
the
Google
warehouse.
me if you don't know me.
Okay, I'll do that. Can someone explain what the fuck is happening?
What's the last thing you remember?
I remember falling. I don't. That's it.
Wow.
My head's a little fuzzy. Seriously, why am I in a warehouse?
You were being a terror. A night terror.
What?
You were like haunting this place or something, dude.
Are you, or have you been aware that you may be, have superpowers?
Superpowers aren't real. What are you talking about?
Okay,
just,
how
like,
long? How
stretch my arm
long?
really low.
Yeah,
What
like
in
that.
At this point,
today's
Umbra's going to
date?
show up, sort of come up out of a shadow and be like, "Okay, dude, what the hell
what
is your
the
problem?"
Fuck? Is that the Night Terror guy?
No,
No, you were
that's
scarier than that.
you. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you
not
were-
scared.
Not right
He's
now.
starting to get freaked out at this point a little bit. He's sort of backing away towards the entrance of
Ring
the
Bear
warehouse.
is going to tell him today's date.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's
Yeah, it is. I can get a newspaper. I'm sure there's someone here, something nearby.
okay. No, newspaper. Everyone uses newspapers.
We don't need a
But
newspaper.
it's not-
I showed
Just-
him
That
Did you say-
actually is
Did you
fair.
say 2025?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's the
2019.
year. Oh, I wish. Oh, at a simpler time. Nah,
Wait,
dude.
you just have no idea what the hell you just did?
I fell out of a tree or something.
Oh man. Hey, we have everything on camera. I think we need to get you to a less scary position. Do you want to come with us back to our superhero base? Which again sounds fake, but you can see me, which should be proof that superpowers exist.
Oh.
No, I just woke up in a warehouse, and there's a bunch
Yeah.
of people in freaky fuck-ass costumes. I don't really want to go with you. I'm gonna go.
You're
home.
surrounded by
would
cops.
like- I would like to.
I would kind of rather talk to the cops, and that's saying something.
Can I
Yeah, okay.
comfort him? Can I roll to comfort him?
Yeah, go for it. You're gonna have to say something to
I will
also
say
make it
something.
convincing. But yeah, roll the comfort or support.
Okay. I actually do have a plus to comforting. Cool.
Yeah.
7.
That makes sense. Okay, barely got it with the success. Is there even like a? Yeah, that's a clear a condition mechanically
technically
for
clear a
allies, but for this, it's a charisma check essentially. So yeah, what do you say?
I just go, hey, listen, man. A lot has happened. Okay, you've been in some kind of coma for like 6 years, and superheroes are real now. That's probably the biggest thing. But we're not here to hurt you, and you have hurt a lot of people while you were asleep. And I don't think you want to actually talk to the cops.
He kind of takes a second to process that, and then he kind of clicks in his head. It's like, yeah, all right. On the off chance this is actually real, I did just wake up in a random warehouse. Maybe immediately going to the police, who are apparently already here, is a bad idea. So he goes, okay, and where are you guys offering to take me, just so I'm clear on what's happening here?
It's kind of a TV studio. We're sort of a reality TV show about superheroes, but we also have resources and we can get you help.
Are we on TV? Oh, is this like a fucking prank show? That's fucked up.
Not a prank show. We
It's
are
not a
on TV. There's a drone right above us. Those are cameras. There's a lot of them.
Network chimes in on your little earpieces and goes, we're not live right now, by the way, but do bring him in. Bring him in, please.
Let's get to the super boat. It's a regular boat.
It's,
Somehow that doesn't make me feel better.
but it's super when we're in it.
Okay. Okay.
Also, Betty White is dead.
What the fuck, man?
You do that.
The first
Oh, that's-
the second
You
thing
trying
he's
to
got to
inflict a
learn.
stab condition?
That's a shame.
I just feel like
All
superpowers are
respect
real. That's
to
the first
the
most
late
important
Miss
thing.
White. That's not a
Okay, well,
priority for me right
it's a
now.
double dick move because you reminded me of it, and now I'm sad, TBD.
Me too.
Sorry. But I didn't want you to find out for somebody else.
If that's the only bad thing that's happened in apparently 6 years, I think I'm good.
Oh my god,
Oh,
you missed
buddy.
the global pandemic. Let's get you to the boat. Oh, you're not vaccinated. Ooh, I'm gonna take like a step away from him because
Yeah, I already got a mask on, so I'm
and I
feeling-
turn into COVID.
Matt, as a quick question, do we know where we get there by dark car every time? Do we have a rough location on where the place is?
At the moment, you don't. No.
Ah, okay.
You'll just have to call network to get you a vehicle to bring in. Which he's been watching. You can assume that's already happening.
Yeah. We just got to get in the boat and then get to a place where the cars can get to us. Cool.
All right, yeah. Ghost Light seems content enough to follow you guys to the boat.
I think he should ride with TBD because TBD's got the smelling salts.
That's true. Hey, don't fall
Good
asleep,
take.
man. I know you're probably tired, but
I'm a little bit, but I'm kind of... There's enough stuff that's happening to keep me awake right now, I think.
cool.
Yeah, Umbra seems to be keeping his distance from Ghostlight. After realizing the dude had no idea what he was doing. But nonetheless, Umbra's bringing up the rear here.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Ghostlight seems pretty content to stay away from the Shadow Man as well. Irony of that aside, you appear to freak him out too. You guys get in the boat, and the boat takes you back around near the place where you got on, and there is a large van waiting for you, like one of the vans that Network uses to transport you all as a group. Again, it's not just an unmarked van, it's for like a business or something. Just pick up. It's a florist van this time.
Cool. You just take them back, I think.
Yeah, Ghostlight kind of looks a little skeptical to get in the van with you guys, but then eventually does. The ride back kind of takes a couple minutes, and a minute into the ride, he's like, so... superheroes.
Yeah, so like... don't know any of the science behind it, but like... I don't know, a couple months ago now, right? There was a big... for lack of a better term, dude in the sky got split in half, completely obliterated, and then people had superpowers.
Yeah, dude, I
That's
like anime
basically it.
too. What?
It's
It's on camera. You can watch it. It's on YouTube or TikTok.
yeah,
Oh, you missed TikTok too. Shit,
Yeah,
and there's a
TikTok's-
better app now.
might have been Musically at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, how old are you? Or like, how old do you like think you are?
How old were you in 2019?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I was 24, so I guess I'm anywhere from like 28 to 29 now.
Oh,
Shit.
you're so old.
I'm still in my 20s, I guess.
Oldie. That's okay. Life doesn't really start till your 30s.
Are you 30? You're made of slime. I can't tell shit.
Yes, I am very old and mature.
Okay, you're a fucking child. That's good to know. Are any of you adults? Shadow Man, are you an adult?
I'm 22.
Okay, I was asking... Alright.
And I pack balloons
In
with me
somewhat
wherever I
in line
go.
with the Toon Force nature of your powers, balloons sort of just manifest for a second.
Wow. Yeah, the
Yeah,
ring bearer is
like,
actually the oldest of all of us.
Yeah, if he's asking Umbra's like, no, I'm 19.
Fuck, okay. Am I the only mature adult in this? He looks around. Weird spy van?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, maybe except the driver, but we've never seen him.
Ring Bear's batting a balloon between her hands. I mean, mature is a subjective, there are different standards for it. I call myself pretty mature.
Who were you talking to on the phone earlier? Is that one an adult? I really hope there's an adult involved in this.
Yeah, that's Network. I think he's an adult.
He's our
He's our
mysterious
boss.
employer who gives us mystery money. So we have jobs. We're mature.
We're mature.
I'm gonna fucking die. This is This is not okay. And he just shuts
How
up.
do you know? Next year I will be graduated with my art degree like a mature adult.
He doesn't even say anything in response to that. And unless you guys have any questions for him, which I will open up, the drive is a couple more minutes. You guys will arrive back at the Hero Complex.
Cool.
Van pulls up in the garage, lets you guys out like it usually does. You go through not the sort of individual setup rooms, but out into the main one. Ghostlight kind of looks around in shock at this place. Network is still kind of running around at the back. For once, it seems like he has not noticed you guys yet. He seems very busy yelling at a lot of production staff, setting things up. But you hear Ghostlight kind of whisper under breath. He goes, "Fuck, TV studio. Okay, I thought that was a joke."
Oh, it's the real deal, man.
Yeah, we're legit. We're big time. The world's first superhero team.
Big time.
You guys are the first?
That's the one thing you're kind of not that late on. Is superpowers are kind of just now arriving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, Network notices you guys. You see, I mean, he's got the helmet on, but his gaze sort of drifts over all of you. When he sees the new figure, from the other side of the room, you see him do like a little success gesture, like he does a little point, and then just goes, like a little, yes, we got him. And then he very quickly rushes over. Goes, oh! Okay, thank God. Everybody's okay. I assume everybody's okay. Good. Hello, we haven't met yet, Network. He extends a hand, shakes Ghostlight's hand vigorously. Ghostlight, kind of stunned by this guy's demeanor, goes, yeah, hey, I'm Mason. No one's asked my name yet, but I'm Mason. Nice to meet you. Network kind of goes, yes, very nice to meet you. Mason, you are probably hungry after having been out for so long. Here, go with, he gestures for a production crew to come over. Go with them, go check out, we'll get you some food, get you some water, make sure everything is okay. We'll meet with you in a moment, but I have to consult with my team very quickly first, just debrief on everything, you understand. And before giving him a chance to really process, ushers the rest of you guys over to the camera sort of filming studio and goes, okay, tell me everything.
Okay, first off, you're not gonna recruit this guy, are you? Because he's like old.
He's almost
Kind of ruin
30.
our young vibe. Yeah.
That
Maybe it's like a geriatric team.
We'll take that into consideration, Danny. Thank you so much for your input. But
Yeah, dude, maybe you should get him a doctor first. Like, if he's been out for, like, years.
yes, we're going to check that as well. Don't worry. We have some medical staff on hand if anybody gets injured. We're doing all that, believe me. But seriously, you guys, everything, I mean, it was crazy out there. The cameras were a little shaky for some of that. So how are you doing? What happened? Give me all the information.
He was asleep, and we woke him up, and
Yeah.
nothing was real, and no one was hurt or scared at all.
That's certainly what our production will say. Yes. But he was asleep. That was it? He was just sleeping. I mean, I saw you kind of jam the thing into his face. I wasn't sure what it was, but the smelling salts from earlier. Now I do remember that. Good work, Taylor, bringing those. That was a smart idea.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I would bring all kinds of stuff. But yeah,
Are we
he
sure
was
no one's hurt, by
freaking
the
out.
way? Like Ringbear, you okay?
I'm good. Like a ghost thing ran into me, but like
Yeah, other than maybe
it was
like
a
a
pat
slight
down. I'm
bruise
good.
from getting dropped, you're fine. No serious injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, TBD, you're okay, right?
I got spooked pretty bad, but I got it. Yeah, well, I'm good now.
Yeah, you're fine,
Are
right?
Yes.
you good? Because things
Yeah,
seem
no,
pretty loud on the roof.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, I'm cool. It's just, freaky. It was fucking freaky, man.
Yeah, kind of showed us some shit, didn't he?
Certainly did do that. It seemed reactive, from what I could tell, fear-based. Can you confirm that was what we were seeing?
Oh, it's definitely fucking scary. Maybe you shouldn't air this, by the way. Like, the dude didn't know what he was doing.
Yes, we'll definitely make sure not to show Dear Mason's face in any of the things we air.
No, I mean, like he didn't know what he was doing. Like, he can't consent to being on TV. Like, he doesn't know what the hell's happening. Maybe you shouldn't expose him to all that.
Yes, that's very considerate of you, Tom. Of course, we'll take that into account. Do you have any idea what sort of activates it? What sort of because it didn't seem to go immediately once you walked into the room.
Well, he doesn't remember anything since 2019, so he might have been in a coma, TBH.
Right.
Powers might have been defensive.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he was pretty passive, and then I think I tried to pull on him, and maybe that's what set it off.
Network snapped.
I mean,
his
if you
fingers.
think about it, if a bunch of random people got superpowers and someone got superpowers while they were in a coma,
Yeah.
how's that shake out? You
How's
know?
that shake out?
Interesting. We'll have a talk with him. See exactly what happened, get all the information, find out exactly what those powers do so that we can make sure that they don't activate again and cause any more danger. As for you, it's approaching 3:30 a.m. at this point, I would say, something like that. You guys are all probably very tired. You're free to go. Thank you all. Thank you so much. You really saved the crisis there.
Happy to
But
help.
like, hey, Network, what about the security guards that disappeared?
Oh, right. I suppose we'll ask him about those too. Keep an ear to the ground.
No, I mean,
I'll see
shouldn't
if
we
we could
try
find
and
out.
find them or something? Like,
I suppose
That
that's
seemed like the superhero-y thing to do.
Yes. I suppose that would help with getting to the bottom of it. All right. Yes. Good. Go ahead. Yes, that'll be great. Go see if you can find them tomorrow or tonight or whatever. As you can kind of guess, he seems very distracted.
yeah, Tom especially seems like not particularly celebratory about what we've accomplished tonight. And he's sort of like, right, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna head back there. I'm gonna look around. I can dodge the cops pretty easy.
I'll tag along if you don't mind.
No, they just. I mean, I appreciate it, dude, but like, you need to sleep, right? I just want to go look around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you need anything, call, okay?
Yeah, sure, obviously, of course. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. And like, he'll step into a shadow, and like, he'll try and teleport back to the docks by like however many stops it's gonna take him, or however long it's gonna take.
Cool. We will follow up with you in a second. As you're leaving, Network kind of haphazardly wears it, goes, oh, yes, good luck. And then, just sort of absent-mindedly, not even really dismissing the rest of you, walks over to the station where the camera drones are monitored, and just starts kind of looking at that and then tapping at some stuff.
Good girl, TBD, can we like have an aside for a sec?
Yeah, absolutely. What's up?
Okay, so this guy's fucking drooling through his mask over this guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Like,
Yeah.
he's looking at him like a slab of meat. I think that's just like how he looks at superpowered individuals, but like, this dude's just gotten out of a 6-year coma.
Yeah.
And I don't like the intention behind this guy. I think we should stick around and, I don't know, stick our noses places. Do a little investigating. Learn about our mysterious employer who gives us mystery money.
That might get us in trouble.
Could be fun. I can always distract him. I got a million questions and a million things to talk about. If you guys want to investigate, I can go be in his way.
That's going to be a funny scene.
I like that plan. Shall we go to catering, TBD?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, break.
Let's see. What do we want to do first? I mean, I guess reasonably it makes sense to do Google's scene first, just to see how long she's able to distract for. And I do think if that's specifically what we're going to do, Nathan and Mike, you're not going to have that information. So, yeah, headphones off for you guys. Sky and you can stay on. You're not there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start with this. Google Network is working on his drones.
Hey, network. I've been thinking about my thing, and I want to talk about a thing. Is now a good time, or are you busy doing your thing?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so I've been thinking about the thing that I do, my powers and my costume and all of that, and my costume's iconic, even if it is homemade.
Yes.
But like also, I absorb stuff, and it might be helpful to like carry stuff with me that I could absorb for like effects, you know. And I mean, these shorts are good, but I do not have a lot of pockets. And I can't help but notice you gave TBD like a lot of pockets.
Oh, yes, he requested that. You can ask Wardrobe if you have any requests for a costume update. I'm sure they'll be happy.
You know, this might just be an insecure thing, but the number of pockets compared to my number of pockets, like, is this a favoritism thing?
Oh, no. If any of them are my favorite, it's probably you.
Oh, I'm your favorite?
Oh, yes, you do take to the spotlight quite well.
Wow, amazing. Okay. So, I mean, oh my God, I'm flattered, but also, like, what a thing to reveal during contract negotiations.
Mm-hmm. How?
I'm thinking
Earth.
raise?
Raise? Of what?
Yeah.
Is that
Pay.
like a light raise? Do you think that's how this is doing the optical illusion? That could be it.
Mm-hmm, possibly. Hey, so, wait, you're very distracted right now. You're like very distracted right now because you're trying to figure out how this power works.
Cameras, yes. Camera malfunctions.
Yeah, so how did you end up catching it? Because I pulled my phone out during the fight. Did I show you this footage? Because I thought to look and see if any of the stuff that was causing physical interaction was affecting anybody else, right? And Goo Girl's going to pull out her phone and pull out the footage that she has of, I think it was Umbra fighting against.
Yeah. Network takes a look over at the footage and he watched it and goes, yes, that's what our cameras were getting at first too. Not surprised you got the same.
And you put on some kind of filter to be able to see it?
You could say that.
I mean, I'm an artist. I've done photography. Let me help. Come on, let me.
I'm sorry, this is proprietary.
Oh, what am I gonna do? I guess I do have a pretty big following on social media. I could tell a lot of people. Understandable. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. And he seems. I don't know why I started eating him. He seems fairly distracted, and so I'm just gonna stay here and make sure he stays distracted. And if he gets distracted by something else, I'm gonna keep talking at him.
Cool. All right, we'll do the other side now. And then we'll go and see what Umbra's investigation turned up. Goo Girl, Mike, there we go. Goo Girl has distracted for a time period that you do not know. Over to you two.
Cool. Do we know where they put that guy? Mason, he said his name was?
Network
catering
said,
together by Deet.
Yeah. Network at least told one of the production people to take him to the cafe area.
Okay, good to know. Danny, this is kind of all your idea. Where are we going?
We're gonna go to catering. We're gonna talk to this guy some more, get his thoughts on, I guess, superhero teams, and see if we can fish some more information. And I want to ask a production person about how many drones are sent out during the day, at what times. I want to know how much Network is keeping an eye on us during the day.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Simple information. Stuff we should have anyway, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go over to the catering area, and you do see a production crew member sitting down with Mason. Mason is eating and drinking a lot. It is clear that he was very hungry and very dehydrated, which makes sense given what you know so far. They're not really talking. He seems more interested in getting nourished than conversation at the moment. But they're in there. They're the only people in there at the moment. You know, another crew member kind of walks in and out intermittently, but there's no other people, like, sitting down.
So, talking to the production person, gonna be like, so, you know anything about these drones, systems, and stuff? What's your name? I should open with that more. What's your name?
Oh, sorry, we aren't supposed to share names. It's just secret identity stuff. Still kind of working out all the legal safeguards. So identities are locked down till then.
Super understandable. So do you know anything about the drone system?
Yeah, I work on the drones sometimes.
Random question. How many drones are sent out during the day? Do they tend to be centered on certain areas, say specific colleges in the area or something like that? You know, during non-crime activities, I mean.
Roll me a. I guess the closest check that you're gonna have to do a check for this. The closest check is provoke someone. Oh, and team points are off, by the way. No team points for this. That's only during active battle. I kind of saw that in Nathan's eyes. Team points are only in the scenes where they are active.
Provoke roll superior. Excellent. That makes this an 8.
An 8. And say again the specific question that you were asking.
How many drones are out during the day during non-crime, like when we're not fighting crime and doing superhero stuff? And is it centered on schools in the area?
School? Why would it be centered on schools? That's kind of creepy.
Random.
No, they're not centered
specifically
anywhere
like
specific.
college campuses, you know, trying to stake out young people, maybe.
We're not. I cannot stress enough, for legal purposes, we are not staking out young people. That's not what we're doing.
Okay, then the other half of the question.
No, that's fine. For the record, that's not like a specifically suspicious response. That's just the natural response to, are you spying on kids? And she's like, no, I'm not doing that.
That's the right response to that question.
Yeah, that is absolutely the correct response. That's not even media training. But yeah, to answer the other half of the question, goes, oh, no. I mean, obviously the more concentrated zones are just if we're filming something specific. But otherwise, we have like a couple that sort of just rotate around the city in case something gets hot really quick. Then we can usually deploy one to a specific area. But we're not like monitoring areas in particular. I think there's probably a few like above the base just for security. But that's about it. That's the only place that I know we monitor continuously.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting, right?
It's super interesting.
It's not that interesting.
It's interesting. I'm interested in it. I'm also interested in how this like car system works. I mean, if there aren't, say, drones keeping tabs, for example, how does he always get the cars to us on time? How does he know the vibe the location needs? You know,
that's a good question. I work in the drones in the filming department. I don't really work in the logistics and the transport. The cars are kind of cool from what I know. I mean, he's got a ton of them in here. But yeah, I don't really know how they get to you. Do you have like, did he give you like communicators or something? You might just be triangulating those.
Oh. She like smacks Taylor on the chest. With the phones. That makes, sorry I did that harder than I intended it to be like a broy gesture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the phones. Yeah.
So
we
many
all got
cars.
phones.
Where does he keep those? Because we've taken a tour of the facility, and I don't think we saw anywhere that you could.
I want to point out.
Oh, we did.
You didn't go in the garage, but you went past the garage, and under the facility, there's a fucking remember, it's the car vending machines. There's like a gigantic place with just a bunch of different vehicles that can be deployed very quickly.
I redact my prior statement. Super cool chatting with you in a chill way. Is there a way like I can address you? It's proper etiquette to like learn the crew's names and, you know, get a little bit of rapport going, you know?
Oh, that's nice of you. We don't really have like any kind of designating stuff. It's actually kind of annoying sometimes because network kind of just points.
You're not like producer number 30?
So we I remember at one of the first meetings where we got brought on, the idea of numbers was sort of discussed and then shut down because people kind of thought it was a bad idea. I sort of wish we'd done it, but we didn't. If there's like a nickname or something,
I'm going to call you Drawny because you work with drones and you give me like a Ronnie, Ronald vibe, you know?
Ronnie manifest in the room, like, no. Sure.
Sick. All right.
Could I?
How you do it? Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
That's gonna be an 8.
Success.
How
You get
could I
to-
gain influence over them?
How could you gain influence over them? So this is a very sort of like cheesy, almost weirdly wholesome answer. This person seems pretty normal. It's very like, just be nice. Like this from the interactions so far. This person seems genuine enough. Doesn't seem to have any ulterior motives. Just kind of like be chill. She'll be chill back.
I'm into that. Okay, I can work with that. That's all I wanted to do.
Again, maybe there is like more specific motivation, but nothing that you can gain right now from this interaction that you've had with a person wearing like a full bodysuit and a mask. It seems nice enough. Like you can probably talk to them more and get more information if you're just chill about it.
For sure. Are all the
That
producers, by the way, I know they're all in masks and such, but are they trying to look identical?
They're in identical uniforms that have masks, which are also identical. So they're like probably a little bit hard to tell apart, but not like intentionally so. Just in like they're all, imagine a group of people all wearing different morph suits essentially, or the same morph suit.
Right.
They're hard to tell apart in that sense, but they're not like trying to look like clones.
I think I'll say to Dronny here, I'll go. Does Network allow you guys to like? I mean, I guess I'll just be blunt. Would you like a pin?
You do have little like TBD pins?
Definitely not TBD pins. They're just like some stuff I made out of magazines in my room. And I pick up one that has like just a guy going.
So you do just want something identifying, basically. Yeah, the production crew that you have nicknamed Dronny's like, oh yeah, sure.
Sweet. We have exchanged gifts. That means we're friends now.
Oh, yay. I have a superhero
Cool.
friend.
And how are you doing, dude? I look at Mason.
I'm a little tired and pissed off and confused, but I'm not starving anymore, so that's good.
That is good.
That's awesome.
Your boss seems weird.
He's super weird. We don't know what his face looks like. He always wears that mask. We don't know if he showered. What with the mask,
I mean, look at his suit. He probably showers. He seems like
Probably
he cares
showers,
about that.
but like, what's his hair situation? We have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe he's bald.
Fuck, I didn't consider that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bald?
We're asking really important questions and not much more important shit.
Yeah, speaking of important shit, so what was your deal in 2019? I mean, your memories like go back a certain way. Did you have a job? Did you have a life? Did you suffer an injury that may have put you in a coma for 6 years, for example?
No, I was an unemployed dead man who just went into a coma with no injuries.
Hey, I'm not gonna, people are at different points in their lives. So like, if that's where you were at, that's where you were at.
What's your deal? Why are you dressed like a bear?
Oh, well, before I was a superhero, I was a pro wrestler, so I kind of had, like, the, look and gimmick sort of built in. Ring Bear number 6, there's, like, some lore to it. You don't seem super receptive to a lore drop right now, so I'm going to save it.
Thank you. Nothing personal,
Yeah.
just... I feel like I've missed a good chunk of lore already, so it's going to take me a while to catch up.
I get it. I'm on, like, 2 hours of sleep right now, so I can roughly empathize. So,
I'm on 6 years, so...
Wow.
Fuck, I wish that was me.
No, you don't.
Fuck.
So, before you went down for the big sleep, what was happening?
My memory of, like, right before is kind of fuzzy. I do remember falling, but I don't remember, like out of where or onto what or something. I remember my name. My name's Mason Morrow. I remember I was a doctor. That's good. That means I know a lot of shit, I guess.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I just recently graduated med school. I wasn't, like, very much in that kind of shit, but I was getting there, so that's good.
Mason Morrow, you said?
Yep. For note, I'll spell it just for more of the people in the audience. Mason, M-A-S-O-N, M-O-R-R-O-W. Alliteration,
Mason
superhero-y
Morrow.
name.
Alliteration.
The
Yeah, I
man
spotted
of
that.
yesterday.
You woke up tomorrow.
I like his name. I think it's cheesy in a very on-brand way.
I mean, you were just
Yeah.
calling him Fen Winkle or something, so.
No, I gave him a more genuine but still very comic booky civilian name.
Yeah, so you probably fell and hit your head, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably.
And then you were in a coma, and then the catalyst happened, and then
Is that
you got
the guy that got cut in half?
yeah, the guy that got
Yeah,
cut in half in the
okay.
sky,
That
shattered
still sounds
religions around
wrong,
the world.
but I'm just gonna fucking trust you.
Yeah. I mean, everyone thought it was like Marvel ad campaign stuff or like drones in the sky, but
I
no,
thought they did
that
it with wires.
right wires. I was following the wire theory for a while.
Yeah.
Mason kind of shrugs. He didn't see it, so he has no idea how plausible or not that is. I will say that image has conjured a very different mental picture in his mind than what actually happened.
Maybe at some point you'll see a video of it. I don't think you need to see that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we're all still trying to figure out how powers happen.
What are
and
your powers? Do you have like bear stuff, and you have pouches?
Not at all. So like, mine's more sort of like conceptual, where like if I touch a person, I impose like wrestling physics onto them. Have you ever seen wrestling? It's not great in 2019, at least the mainstream stuff. But you know,
I know of it. I never really watched, but like I know the tropes.
I do the tropes on people. That's my power.
I can't decide if that's cool or stupid, so I'm gonna go with cool.
We love riding that line.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool in practice. It sounds like a hard sell, but it's pretty cool in practice. My powers are kind of... The cool way to say it is my powers can be anything. The lame way of saying it is it depends on... It varies from moment to moment and only if people need saving. Aside from that, I'm just a guy.
I mean, that still sounds pretty cool. You can just kind of do whatever?
Yeah, if the powers that be allow me to.
But only when people need saving.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't, like, summon something right now. I'll try.
So your power is that you can be a really good superhero, but only when a really good superhero is needed.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to put it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. I should have more confidence when I pitch this.
Honestly, you're like the most versatile member of the team, dude.
It's hard to remember that when my best tool in this last fight was smelling salts.
Yeah,
but,
what
like, you
did
had
you
those. That's
do?
not even superpowers.
What was the significance of the smelling? No one's exactly told me what I was.
Right, you were honk shooing through the whole encounter, and the way that your power stopped was we woke you up.
Okay, and what was the power?
You were like, how do I describe this? You were casting light everywhere, and you yourself initially were invisible. And all we knew about you before we arrived was people saw your lights and would go to investigate, and then they disappeared.
Were they like dead? Did it kill people?
We don't really know. We got a guy working on that right now. So
Surely not.
Okay.
you also made like ghostly versions of some of our friends. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
like a mind games thing or what was up with it, but your
You were
power
pretty
set.
scary. You could make
Yeah, I
things
don't-
out of light.
I don't remember
Yeah.
any of this, so I'm just gonna trust you guys.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's been plenty of cases of like sleepwalking and people committing crimes, and they get away with it. And so I think we Network especially. He's ominous and weird, but I know he's got good lawyers, and so you'll be all right with everything.
I mean,
Anything
if
that
you
you
don't-
did while you were asleep,
Yeah.
you'll be all right.
And if you don't sign a media release, they'll probably just blur your face. So
Oh, right, because this is a TV show.
Yeah.
You guys said you were the first superheroes, like, to be
As far as we
real.
know.
First superhero team.
And
at
you're in a
least. We
fucking
ran into
TV
it.
show?
Yeah. He really capitalized on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, okay.
So, yeah.
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 Look, I don't know what you want me to say. I've been in a coma.
If he hands you a contract.
I'm not gonna sign it.
Okay.
Because I don't know who this man is.
That's okay. See, it took me a while to pick that up.
How
So
old
you're
are you
doing good.
again?
Old enough?
Don't sign contracts.
Yeah.
Just don't.
I knew that.
Well, this has been a super cool talk. We're gonna leave you to stew. That's not stew. That's a cheeseburger. But anyway, eat up, rest up, and let us know if any big revelations come to you or anything. This is still kind of a big mystery.
Yeah, from what you said, I feel like resting isn't priority one, but thank you.
For sure.
Sure. Hydrate. We got water somewhere, probably.
So, see you later.
Just kind of gives you a wave and goes back to his food.
You too, Dronny.
Yeah, we're doing
Dronny gives you a much happier wave.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You got a jam.
And with that, let's cut over to the other side of the city, presumably at least, the very different location in the city, to Umbra. We won't go through you getting there. You have shadow teleportation. You can do that with some ease. But once you're there, what are you doing?
I think Umbra's like sort of leaping in and out of shadows, like sort of moving across the city. I think he's gonna show up on a roof somewhere near the docks and sort of keep an eye on the cops. Have they moved in yet?
I think yes. I won't even make you do an assess a situation check. It kind of seems like from what you've seen, the very obvious sounds of screaming and maybe fighting that came from inside did get them to move in. They have now surrounded the warehouse. There's people, walking in and out. There's some police tape that's been put up.
Yeah, he's sort of got a curse. Oh, God freaking damn it. Okay, fine. And he's gonna teleport in under the roof again, way up high, and hide away from their flashlights and stuff, and just try and look around and listen into what they're talking about. But he's not really paying attention. Because as he's doing that, he's sort of hanging out. He keeps sort of, from anyone who could see me, he sort of keeps almost jerking his head a little bit, like he's trying to shake something out of his ears. And eventually he sort of hisses maybe a little bit too loud. Shut the fuck up! That's and then a cop is probably gonna go what the hell is that? And he's gonna oh fuck, get out of the building again up to the top of the roof. And up there he's pacing and sort of going, shut the fuck up. No, shut the fuck up. And out of his insofar as he casts a shadow up there, a shadow in the moonlight, perhaps, his a shadow version of him is sort of going to manifest, and it's going to play out the scene of the nega version of him stabbing TBD through the chest. He's going to shut the fuck up, stop doing that. It's not going to happen. His shadow is going to it's almost pulsing or getting spiky, almost in with a heartbeat to it. That's sort of getting faster and faster and faster. And as he's pacing around, he jumps through a shadow over to another rooftop, and it's no, that's not it's fucking ghost shit. It's not real. Fucking ghost shit. And he jumps around a couple of places, and eventually he sort of stops, and the shadows on him are pulsing now like in a heartbeat pattern that gets faster and faster and faster and faster, and eventually he just kind of lets out a very loud scream and slams his hands down, and ripples of shadow emanate around this warehouse, and all the windows in the building that he's standing on just get blown out immediately.
And at that, the police inside obviously you hear a loud commotion as they start rushing around to figure out what that was.
Yeah, and he's sort of like sitting there, sort of like going, like just breathing really hard, and he's like it's not fucking real, and then he's gonna teleport away, and he's pretty much just gonna go home at this point.
See, when I mentioned something bad was going to happen, because I knew the psychological effects that Ghostlight was going to have on Umbra. Yeah, I wonder where that's going to go.
I
in
will say,
future
most
things.
people probably mildly freaked out by seeing their friend murdered in front of them like that, even in Ghost form. But no, like,
But on you
well
specifically.
chosen. Good targeting there.
Yes, yeah, I knew how that one was going to play out from the start. But yeah, Umbra is going to teleport back. As for the rest of you, Network is still working on these cameras. He's busy, even when he's done with the cameras, he's going to go on and work on other things. In his mind, he has dismissed you already. So, this is very much sort of balls in your court here. It is still, at this point, probably approaching 4 a.m. That should be noted. Wow. It is a school night, but...
Right.
I think you would head to the mess and meet up with... Or I guess Walt meet you halfway since you already left. I'm going to meet up with the two of you and be like, that man does not need distracting. I couldn't distract him from the thing that he's already distracted by.
Do you know what he was distracted by?
His cameras. He's trying so hard to figure out why the light thing didn't show up on cameras at first and how it works. I told him that I took a photography class, but he didn't want to let me help.
With your expertise, the hubris.
I know. I got a B-.
That's good.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, we found out that he's not tracking us through drones. He's tracking us through the phones. That's how he knows where we are for the cars and stuff.
Didn't he tell us that when he gave us the phones?
I have no earthly idea.
I have no. Find us.
He told Goo Girl.
Well,
if he didn't say that specifically to Goo Girl in the interaction, because that was a while ago and I don't remember exactly what he said, he did say, like, if you're nervous about having this from a stranger, like, put it somewhere not near you. Like, he did sort of acknowledge that they might be tracking.
Right.
That definitely happened.
neither Danny nor I recall if he told the whole group about that. But Danny feels like she discovered something.
I'll go ahead and say the implication, or at least the intent of the Goo Girl Network first meeting scene, was that he said roughly the same information to all of you, and we just did it to Goo Girl because I didn't want, for the audience's sake, to have to do that 4 times. So the implication is that he said the same stuff to all of you. With maybe minor variations, but...
Just that slipped
through weeks ago.
We also found out Mason was a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, if anything.
He was a
That's
doctor.
like unexpected. Well, he was a med student, recently graduated.
Yeah, he didn't say
Going
like
into
specialty or anything, but again, didn't seem like he was hiding anything. He's just not in much of a talking mood.
Mm-hmm.
He said he fell. That's the last thing he remembered. He fell.
Hey, he fell and then he had powers. When I got my power, did either of you fall? Because something fell on me when I first discovered my powers.
No, I didn't fall. My pizza place got robbed.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's that theory.
So that's
Yeah, I didn't really fall. I mean, like, I was in a training session, so, I was taking bumps, but not really like a spill to my
And even still, if he fell in 2019, powers didn't exist till now.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh, we can detective show this shit so hard, you guys. If this guy was in a coma, he must have been in a hospital.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, what's Mason's last name?
Morrow.
Hey, Mason Morrow. Let's call some hospitals, look him up on the internet, because if he disappeared from a hospital, there's probably a missing persons out for him.
True. Someone's got to care about this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems
where he
grumpy,
was.
but, like, he's off a 6-year nap, so who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Start calling hospitals, I guess. Is that something we should do tonight? It is like 4 a.m.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's Google it when we wake up. I don't like making phone calls. It's actually terrible. I'm so tired.
Very sleepy. Very long morning it's been.
Then let's go home.
Cool.
And with that, everyone splits up and goes home to get what little night's worth of sleep they can. We're 2 hours and 15 minutes, so the episode's not over. We've still got like an hour, because that's also including the break. So we can do some of this investigation today if we want. Wake up the next morning. You do have classes. You can absolutely blow them off. It's college. No one cares if you do that. If you're not in college yet and you're listening to this, you should go to your classes. If you're out of college, you know that was a lie. Ball's sort of in your court here. You can also go to the pizza place, try to set up a sort of secondary base there. I know that was mentioned last week, but we haven't gotten around to that yet. Like I said, I told you guys this before, but I'll say this more publicly now. Now that we're in episode 3, very much more in your court for where you want to do things. The first 2 episodes were introducing stuff. Now it is on you guys largely.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna do detective shit, we need a base of operations to do detective shit from.
True.
And
Yeah, for sure.
I think the best pizza shop in town could be the best base of operations. Do we want to get together as a team?
I imagine this is
could.
this conversation's happening in some sort of group chat.
Yeah. These are the text message. Everyone can see this. All 3 of you.
Yeah.
Um,
Danny text, sounds cool. We can do it later. Is anyone else going to class?
Definitely not.
Fair.
Yeah, you get sort of a text back from Umbra. It's like, I was gonna.
Super fair and real. Goo girl.
Really quickly, I am roommates with Nicole, with TBD's
Yes.
crush.
Yes.
Can I, in this moment, lean over to Nicole and be like, "Hey, are you going to class?"
I was going to, but I feel like if you're asking me that means you have a better idea.
I was gonna go to your work and beg your boss for some things, but
I'm going to
it might
class.
be funny. Okay.
If that's all you're saying, she's cutting you off. Like, I don't want to go to work and beg my boss for stuff.
I'm staying home. Nicole is going though. Eyes at TBD.
TBD writes back, like, our best chance at getting this Ephraim spot is with Nicole and us begging together.
So fair. So you're gonna go to class with her? Eyes emoji, send. Eyes emoji, send.
Yeah, I get it.
Emojis, spam.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Have fun, loser.
All right. Yeah, I go to class
All right.
to try and talk to Nicole.
Do you have a specific thing that you want to say to Nicole, or scene that you want to go through with that? Because otherwise,
If you
we'll move
want
it
to
after.
roll that awkward conversation, we can. But I'm just gonna.
Ring Bear's gonna ask you before class, like, hey, how you gonna approach Nicole?
I don't know, man. I'm figuring it out.
Well, figure it out, cause D-Day's coming, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's where I'm confused, man. You can run at a ghost dude that we have no idea what he does, vault off my back, and get some frickin' smelling salts into his smelling holes, and you can't approach this girl and tell her how you feel? What's up with that?
Dude, all that stuff you just said is easy compared to talking to women.
Dude, I was so fucked in that fight. I'm a close range. I couldn't fucking grab anything. I was scared. And you just ran in there.
I would rather jump towards a ghost than talk to a girl. Initiate a conversation with a pretty woman.
Okay, first of all, talking to a girl, fuck off.
Okay.
Second, that's a crazy perspective.
Okay.
That's just like, I can't talk to pretty women.
Oh, damn!
I wasn't gonna say anything,
God
but
damn.
Yeah, but we're like you're a girl, but you're like my bro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I'm gonna take that out and punching bag later, and you're gonna be lucky it's not you. All right. Because
Okay,
right now I am wing manning.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm not good at this.
All right, you know what? You got a tendency for social faux pas. I get that. So we'll keep it simple. We got a plan to get this Ephraim spot for our superhero team. That'll be our main subject. And maybe I'll wingman for you a little bit and like steer the conversation in like a feelings direction. If we're feeling it.
Let's.
Game plan?
Okay.
Game plan?
The best part about this conversation that I'm about to have is that it has a goal, which does not involve my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And so, not game plan. No, not game plan. Not yet. Game plan. Listen, I work tonight. I think Nicole does too. We'll do the boss thing then. I don't even have to talk to her right now. Hold on, I'm a genius. I don't even have to talk to her right now. I'll just meet her at work.
You've been meeting her at work for months, and that's not gotten you anywhere. But if you want to do that step again, you can do that step again. That's fine. That's chill. That's cool. Good strategy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm not going to class anymore.
Okay. And with that
Do you
situation...
leave the lecture hall?
Yeah, like, aren't you there? Wait.
Oh, I thought I got stopped. If I'm there, I guess I'll at least stay till she takes attendance, and then I'll leave.
That's a mood. Kids, don't do that. Adults, you know you did that. So with the conversation with Nicole taken off the table, we will time skip forward, unless anybody else has anything they want to do with the day, to the shift. Obviously, TBD and Nicole are both going to be there because that's their job. Whether anyone else is showing up is at your guys' discretion.
oh, Goo Girl's absolutely showing up.
Yeah, I think having you guys just like wait outside until we.
Do we wait in costume?
yeah, I don't think Umbra shows up.
Do we wait in costume? Are we gonna go in like some fucking Make-A-Wish Avengers? Like, hey, we're gonna use your restaurant.
Or do we go in? Let's go in civilian. It's a little less intimidating.
Yeah, civilian seems smart.
All right, so everyone but Umbra, who has not been seen all day, goes to the shift. Obviously, Taylor and Nicole, you're there, like, working, and then at some point, I assume during that shift, the other two show up, so I'll sort of put that in their words to play out.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do anything between your characters before Ring Bear and I show up?
Oh yeah, you can do that if you want to. Nicole and Sammy are both just like working, so but you can initiate something if you want, which don't know how much that's your thing, but
I think so. We'll be working. Is it busy?
An average day, so there's customers, but it's not like notably busy or calm.
Cool. So I think through the midst of like making pizzas and stuff like that, I'll give Nicole a look. I think I would have already talked to Nicole at the beginning of the shift, maybe, saying like, "Hey, we should introduce this idea sometime during the shift."
Cool. So she's expecting it.
Yeah. Filled her in on the plan, and so I give Nicole sort of eyes like it's probably like maybe the slowest it's been. Maybe we just got past like the dinner rush, and now it's like the calm after the storm, and I kind of speak up and go, "So, Sammy,
Huh?
I had a question for you.
Hey, what's up?
How you feel about these superheroes?"
Oh, he puts down the roller that he has been using and wheels around to look at you very overdramatically and goes, "Oh my god, let me fucking tell you about these whack jobs. Fucking flying around the city with fucking slime and goddamn demon darkness magic and shit. Whatever they're doing, I fucking love it."
Oh, Yeah! Right on, dude. I love it too. I just can't get enough of it. It's like a real life Marvel movie, you know?
Yeah, there was the fucking squid guy, and then they did like the drop kicked them into the fucking electric shock, some shit. I don't know. Fucking cops couldn't do that.
For sure. Hate the cops. Okay. So, I got a crazy idea for you. So you know that Goo Girl and the Shadow Guy and
Yeah,
that like team that goes around?
they're like the only ones.
Yeah. What if I told you that I know them?
No, you fucking don't.
I do. I know them. And even crazier, they're looking for a place to have a sort of base of operations. And I noticed we had some space in the basement.
Real quick, I'm gonna sidebar here. This was not explicitly mentioned, but I'm not this mean of a DM. I'm going to assume that for this interaction, none of you are bringing the network phones here. Again, it has not been explicitly mentioned, but it was explicitly, like, you guys know that that's presumably how he's sending the cars to your location, and you want this to be a separate base. So I'm operating under the assumption that none of you did. I do think that is only fair of me as a DM. So, okay, with that, moving forward, Sammy goes like, I still don't fucking think you know him, kid.
How about this? I take my wallet out and pull out a photo that I got developed of that selfie that I took after we beat up the Dr. Octopus guy. And
Sammy
I show that.
takes it and he's like, this was on the fucking news.
Oh.
I think this would be a hilarious time for Danny and I to walk in.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to open the door, and I'm going to be like, Taylor, did you talk to your boss?
Has the deal been sealed in any sense of the word?
Not yet. Great showing up. He doesn't believe me that I know you guys.
Wow.
Are those the fucking superheroes?
Yeah, there's the fucking guy. Come on in.
Wait. I've always wanted to do this to somebody, but I don't know how to do it without ruining my secret identity. But you're going to find out anyway if we're going to be chilling here. Hi, Goo Girl, nice to meet you. And I'm going to stick out a totally normal-looking hand to shake Sammy's hand.
He, a little confused, but kind of just very gruffly.
It's like grab and yellow.
Jesus fucking hell, what the... Fucking wash your hand.
And then I turned green.
Oh, fuck, you're the fucking slime lady.
Yeah, I'm Goo Girl.
No, it was Goo Girl. That doesn't sound right. I thought it was slime. Whatever. That's
You might
so.
have
Wait,
heard
that's
a different. No, okay, never mind.
that's you. So, oh shit, kid, you actually do fucking know them.
Yeah. Not just know him, boss. I like take an orange washcloth and use a knife to stab 2 holes in it and go, huh?
Don't fucking poke holes in that. What the hell are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing like a thing. Look.
What are you, a fucking Ninja Turtle?
He's
I mean,
TBD. There's no way he can show that to you.
Oh,
Sorry, Goo
wait.
Guy.
Goo Guy. I don't
That's
know how
not
to
an
use
official name. TBD.
Oh, the fucking the pouch kid.
Oh, yeah, the pouch kid. That's me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be the shadow one.
No.
Oh,
he's actually not here.
Ah.
Wait, didn't you guys see him use his powers? Y'all didn't know?
The magnet thing.
Yeah, magnet thing.
With the bullet? When you were getting robbed.
Oh shit! No, that did happen.
Yeah.
I just kind of never put 2 and 2 together, I guess. I got other things to worry about.
But anyway, we need a secret base, like a secret base away from our regular base.
Why do you need
And
a secret
we were
base
thinking,
away from your regular base? Don't you already have one? Why do you need to?
Well,
You go ahead.
I was gonna say,
our regular base is run by a businessman, like a TV businessman.
the TV guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't want to be like hanging out with our boss all the time. That's like a lot.
So you want Taylor to hang out with his boss?
But you're
Taylor
like a
seems to
cool
like
boss.
you.
Yeah.
And thank you, I guess. So what? You want to fucking set up in the fucking walk-in? Do your superhero shit in there?
You have a basement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can go in the basement.
Cool. If you're in exchange, when we're doing patrols on stream, we'll stop by and get some pizza and talk about how much we love Ephraim's. Free advertising.
If you want a secret base away from your boss, don't you not want to do that?
No, it's perfect. He would never think the place that we're stopping by to get food. Perfect.
Yeah, why would we advertise our base?
And
That would
whatever.
lie.
Look, I like what you guys are doing, so I don't got a problem with it. Just don't touch my fucking pizza ingredients.
Of course.
Never.
Although I do wonder what would happen if I touched melted cheese. No, that's a thought for later.
Don't touch my fucking cheese. I don't want you
If
getting
we're
slime
going
in
to
the
test
pizzas.
that, we'll order a pizza as one should if we're ever going to test that. You have my word.
And you're not getting a discount.
Oh my god, mozzarella sauce.
Don't fucking touch my shit. You're gonna be getting.
All right.
Maybe I shouldn't. Is your slime a fucking health code violation? I don't want getting slime all over the pizzas.
I can hold it together. I
See that you
cannot.
do.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're cool with us being here even after hours, maybe especially after hours.
Just don't fucking touch the pizza. Look, I like what you guys have been doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
He's shockingly chill about this.
Cool.
Somebody text Umbra and let him know. And also, maybe we should see if he's okay.
Yeah.
He did go off on his own last night, and now
checked
none
the
of us have
group
heard from
chat,
him.
the one that doesn't have network in it. And go,
Yeah, didn't one of you say you like stabbed TBD last night or something?
I didn't see that. I heard about it. I texted the group chat, locked down a base at Ephraim's. Where you at? At Umbra.
Yeah. We're not going to get a response. That's not particularly unusual for him. He often oh shit, I'm sorry, I meant to respond to this, and then I forgot. That's pretty normal for him.
Right.
Okay.
Guess so.
Well, we'll get a text back in 4 to 6 business days, I assume. And if we don't, it's another investigation time.
Yeah, I set out a drone. Anyway, you want to go downstairs and make some calls?
Yes, the investigation we were doing.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, I am still clocked in.
Then
Have fun
we'll
working.
do the investigation. Yes.
So Taylor goes back to work. Probably a good idea to not bail on the job right after asking your boss if he can use his restaurant as a base of operations. So good on you there. Ring Bear and Goo Girl. What you doing?
Yeah.
Got investigation time. How you handling this?
The first thing I'm doing is Googling the name Mason Morrow.
You
Seattle.
do pretty quickly get a very easy response. It seems like he wasn't super active on social media, but you do get an employment page at a hospital nearby. Dr. Mason Morrow, who's a hematologist.
Ooh, he studied HEMA.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna open up a tab. Hematology.
I'll do that. I mean, I know what it means, but hematology.
Physiology of the blood.
Hematology. I don't know why I bothered Googling this. This is literally just the answer of what it is. It's blood. Study of blood and blood disorders. Hematologists and hematopathologists are highly trained healthcare providers. They specialize in diseases of the blood and blood components. So not like a sleep specialist, if that's what people were assuming. But you have no idea if that has any connection to the powers. He was not a sleep doctor.
Well, Ring Bear's going to say, that doesn't really make sense with the powers, unless if it does. No, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Why would somebody need a hematologist?
Their blood is bad.
Okay. And she's going to hit the link to call the phone number that's listed for his place of employment.
Okay. You know, in my head, I'm realizing I was just kind of going to make it like a real hospital in Seattle, and now I'm realizing maybe I shouldn't do that. So the name of the hospital is pending, because I was like, oh, I'll just make it a real one. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Pending General. Nice.
Yeah, pending General Hospital. We'll come up with another one later. It's a live show. I mean, it's not technically, but we're still recording this live-ish with other people. So we'll come up with a name later. You call the hospital where Mason worked in the hematology department.
Okay. And when the person answers, I'm going to go, hi, I'm calling to the hematology department. I need to talk to Dr. Mason Morrow. My blood is bad.
Big thumbs up from Ring Bear.
I feel like that's going to be a TikTok clip. You hear there's a slight pause. Like, you heard like a click when you said Mason Morrow, and then a pause after my blood is bad. Like the person on the other end kind of started. I was like, that's not what. Regardless, the man on the other end goes, I'm sorry, Dr. Morrow hasn't worked here for a few years. There are other doctors in our department if you would like to set up an appointment with one of them.
Oh, that's so sad to know. I know Dr. Morrow from outside of the hospital, which is why I was looking for him specifically. Do you know if he has like a forwarding address or something that I can contact him at?
The guy sounds kind of confused as he responds. He goes, I'm not really sure if he has a forwarding address given the circumstances.
Circumstances?
Give me I really wish there was like a persuasion check that wasn't provoke someone in this, but for now, give me a provoke someone check, just for you saying you knew him outside of the hospital and apparently trying to play off that you didn't know he's been in a coma for the last 6 years.
Oh, that's so easy to do. I can do a provoke someone check. What am I rolling provoke someone with? It's superior. Yo, that's my best stat. All right.
Heyo.
1 alien dice, don't fail me now. 4 and a 2 is a 6 plus 2 is an 8.
Okay, that's a success, so give me what you're saying in response still. Well, I guess he did. It was on his line, but continue.
Yeah, it's just like, circumstances? Did something happen to Mason?
I hate to be the one to tell you this, ma'am. Dr. Morrow's been in a coma for, I believe, well, it was actually since before I started working here, so at least a few years, and presumably sometime before that.
Oh my god. Is he there at the hospital? Can I go see him?
I'm honestly not sure. That's not my department. You could call one of the other departments where I believe he would be, and you can ask them. I'm not sure what they would be allowed to tell you. I'm not familiar with the HIPAA laws in that area, but I certainly can tell you I don't specifically know.
Yeah, would you are you able to forward me to that department? Is that a thing that you can do with the interconnected hospital phone system?
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to lie. I, the DM, do not know what the department of a hospital where coma patients would be kept is called. I also don't know what the HIPAA laws would be for telling someone that a coma patient is there. But we're going to kind of get to that when we get to that. It's a comic book. So, yeah, he forwards you to the other department and says, hello, pending General Hospital, coma department.
Hi, sorry, I just found out that my good friend Mason Morrow has been in a coma for a few years, and I believe he's at this hospital, and I'm just checking to see before I come visit him. I don't know if you're allowed to say anything, but I don't know. I feel like I should at least come see him once, maybe do the thing where you talk to somebody and hope that they can hear you. Am I at the right hospital?
There is a long pause. And then after that notably long pause, the woman on the other end responds, I'm sorry, we don't have anyone here by that name.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Did you ever have anyone here by that name?
Another very, very long pause. Goes, I'm sorry, I'm not at liberty to give away patient information like that.
If I told you I spoke with Mason last night, would that change your opinion?
a genuine pause from both the woman and the DM trying to figure out what the response to this would be. After, I think, a third, even longer pause than the previous one, the woman goes, "I'm sorry, I believe you have the wrong hospital," and hangs up on you.
Yeah, I think it's a dead end. I got nothing.
Dead end. Come on now. And you look at Rainbear. She's somehow fashioned a murder board out of things present in this basement. Okay. Before that conversation thread, my idea was like the hematologist you were talking to put him in a coma to get his job. I don't think that's the case anymore. There's no way that was a wrong hospital, because why would they entertain you? And why would there be such a big pause when you said you talked to Mason Morrow last night? The man of the trying to
Morrow.
work out a nickname for him. Well, my thing was like Mason Morrow, Manny yesterday, because like from way back.
Yeah. No, it's good. I like it.
I think. But why would this hospital have any foul play?
Or maybe they're trying to cover up the fact that they lost a patient. Maybe they dumped him in a warehouse because he had weird dream powers, and what the fuck do you do in that situation?
Should we Google pending General Mason Morrow 2019? Because surely if a doctor falls into a coma, maybe there's some news outlet reporting on that or saying something, social media.
I'll Google that.
Machine.
So I Google Mason Morrow pending general 2019.
You Google
forensics. Springbear's
Mason-
just listing police terms.
Yeah, I love that the investigation is like, I know. What if we Google the crime and his name? Like, that's the level that we're operating on right now.
Google's not smart.
It's funny, and it's going to give you information, is the funniest part. If you Google that, you are able to find a news article from 2019 where there was a building that collapsed during a storm. And in that building, there were a couple people, and one of them, I'm not sure necessarily what, like, no, it can say names. That's fine. Mason Morrow went into a coma from that collapse. Seemed like it was a legitimate storm. That doesn't seem like there was any sort of foul play. For people who have been back in Seattle, you like remember that there was a really big storm then and some stuff that happened. But yeah, he went into a coma then and was taken to him, and the other people who survived were taken to Pending General, which I just guess is the name now.
Such a good name. We should look and see if these other people are at Pending General too. Actually, you know what?
What?
This one might be beyond our resources if the hospital's going to stonewall us. And it might be something that Network is actually willing to look into if we say there's potentially more powered people.
I like it. Subterfuge.
And,
using resources beyond our own.
you know, we can get some TV stuff out of it. Plus, I'll be giving him a hook, and he, you know, he's like, I'm like practically his favorite, so there's no reason not to keep like maintaining that relationship.
You think you're his favorite?
I don't know. I feel like I might like you don't worry about it. It's probably just like an ego thing.
Well, I'm just maybe he appreciates my inquisitive nature, IDK, you know, or
Yeah.
TBD's boyish innocence.
You're probably right. I'm just being look. Sometimes I get full of myself. It's like asking a parent to pick favorites. Like that was rude. I shouldn't have.
It's okay. I mean, like, you know, we all get that way. She's like, you know,
I don't know what came over me.
We're all pretty cool.
Ring
you know-
Bear, Danny. Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
You're so fucking cool.
Well, you're the fucking coolest.
I would be, but I'm tied for the coolest with you, so we're both the coolest. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying either, but it's all about the vibe, and the vibe is still cool, and you're super awesome, and we're wasting time. Let's get a car.
Hell yeah. And I'm gonna go back to my dorm and get my phone.
Yeah, I gotta do the same thing.
All right, you guys split up. Go call cars to your respective dorms. And I see no reason why we don't just skip directly to that. So you guys, unless very specifically Umbra or Taylor want to do anything in this sort of interim, I guess I'll give you the opportunity to. I'm making this
See you,
gesture.
Taylor.
That's
We're
not where
doing
you guys
detective
are
stuff.
on the overlay.
Bye.
You guys are seeing-
Enjoy work.
Oh, okay. Bye, guys. I still got like 3 more. Oh, you're gone.
Don't hit on my roommate too much. Bye.
What? I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, Nikki and I have definitely talked about you.
Oh,
It's fine. She knows
absolutely.
everything.
Yeah, Umbra is. I think for the time being, let's say that Umbra is being uncommunicative with the team.
Got it. Okay, then in that case, yeah, you guys arrive at the base.
All right,
Network
so
is,
good.
as always, at his desk working on something or other. He seems to have calmed down a little bit from the events of last night. But seeing you guys come in, he doesn't immediately rush over, but he does sort of give you a wave and indicate, like, hey, come over here if you need anything.
Oh, we sure do need something, so we are going to go right over there.
Ah, hello,
Hey,
hello.
boss.
How are things going?
We have... Oh, so good. We have a lead.
A lead! He puts down his tablet.
Yes.
What have you got for me?
All right. So in 2019, there was a storm that caused a building to collapse. And Mason Morrow, our man of yesterday, and I kind of point at Danny.
Official name we're going for is
yes.
Ghostlight, just for marketing purposes. But yes,
Look at like a subtitle, you know?
sure,
Ghostlight,
subtitle.
I mean,
Continue.
He went into a coma then, in that moment. But there were other people that went into a coma at the same time. When we called the hospital to see about their involvement with Mason, to see if Mason was there, to try to figure out if they were missing Mason, they got weird. They got real weird. Like, not just we're asking about somebody's private medical information weird, but like, we've done something wrong and are concerned weird. And we think we need to track down the other coma patients from this same incident in case they also have superpowers and maybe are also going to be put in situations beyond their control.
Now that is a lead! Yes! Absolutely! He picks up his tablet again, starts tapping on some stuff, calls over a couple production assistants, briefs them on what you just said. Alright, yes, perfect! We'll get to work. Excellent job with the detective work. I'm impressed.
Thank you. We Googled 3 things and made a phone call.
Yeah, we're kind of detective masters.
I
Good
was so
for
brave. I
you.
talked on the phone.
Good for
was
you.
so brave.
Yes. I'll have my people on it. Maybe we can do a bit more than the Google search.
That was the hope, actually. We just wanted to,
Yeah.
Of course. I'll contact you if we have any information.
Yeah, great. And here's the names of all the people. We, got that for you. And I guess that's it. This could have been a text message. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no,
Hey,
I don't mind.
Ben.
I don't mind. Getting the leads is important. However, they may come.
It's been like a day. Is Mason Morrow still here?
He is, yes.
And what, are you just gonna house him here? Does he have
Well-
nowhere to go?
We're working on that. Unfortunately, he is, at the moment, well, we've all agreed that he's a bit too much of a liability to sleep, so we've been providing him with a nice supply of coffee and energy drinks and such, which was good for a while. I think it's sort of grating on everybody, Mason included, now, but we're working on some options where he could stay without turning into some sort of nightmare monstrosity. We don't know if that happens every time he goes to sleep or what the logistics on it are, but obviously we don't really want to unleash him in here without understanding a little bit more.
No, that makes sense.
It makes sense. There's definitely a time limit on it, because people can only not sleep for so long.
Oh, believe me. He holds up the tablet to show what he was working on beforehand, and it does look like he's kind of looking at schematics of the building and like maybe a place where he could be contained, for lack of a better term.
Why not a boat? Let him sleep out in the ocean when nobody's nearby.
Well, what happens if he destroys the boat?
Yes, we're not sure exactly how he got to the warehouse in the first place, so we don't really want to leave him out in the open.
Which is true. He could also haunt the fish.
He might haunt
Sorry, that was
the
an
fish.
inside thought.
No, that should be an outside thought. That's an excellent thought.
Thank you.
He could haunt the fish.
Toss a fish.
Well, if that's everything you had for me...
Yeah, I think we're gonna
Yeah, that's it.
head back home.
All right, perfect. Thank you for the lead. I will update you on any information. And he goes back to work.
Yeah.
You can do
Good luck
anything
with
else here in the
Mason.
base if you want, or you can head back. Up to you guys.
A free meal's a free meal. Hitting that on the way home.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
All right, you guys get food,
Yeah.
and then head back. Any more detective work that you're doing tonight?
I don't think so. I think as far as Google's concerned, we did a good job, and it's out of our hands now. We detectived it well.
All right,
We
cool.
detected so good.
Yeah. Umbra, though, is going to go back to the docks tonight.
Oh, interesting. Okay, you return to the docks. Won't worry about how you're getting there.
Yeah, and
there
he's
is
not
still a
telling anyone
police
about it.
blockade.
He's
Very
leaving
much.
the network phone behind.
You stealth your way to the docks. As far as you know, you are not tracked or anything. Like I said, there are definitely cops still making sure nobody goes in. Even more so after the strange sort of shadow burst that you unleashed. But given your abilities, you're still able to get back there.
Yeah, and this time he actually tries to do some actual investigation. Like he'll basically spend the whole night snooping around the docks, trying to find any clue as to where the hell the missing people went.
Cool. Yeah, give me an assess the situation check.
I shall. That is a 6 plus... What is assess the situation? That's... superior, right? So that's... Okay, so that is a 7.
7. Okay, that is a success. Obviously, the list for assess the situation is a little more combat-oriented, so I'm just going to assume the question that you're asking is, where did the missing people go?
Yeah, like any sign of the missing people that I can find.
Yeah, you are able to find, and this is not necessarily something that's super hidden. You can assume that the cops have already probably found this as well, but you don't have access to the same information they do. You are able to find, very helpfully, I'll just say that you've got like shadow teleportation shit. You can be pretty stealthy. You're able to find security camera footage of the front of the place, not of the whole place, but of like the entrance. And you can see the security guards like sprinting back from the warehouse, at which point both of them just get in their respective cars and speed away.
Yeah, so they just ran away.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't seem to be like under any sort of... I mean, you've seen what Ghost Light can do. You can pretty clearly tell they're just scared out of their fucking minds.
Yeah. Okay. Knowing that, given that I can get into like the security offices and things here, I'm gonna try and find out who they are and where they live.
Yeah. I will say you can at the very least find their names. I don't know if their addresses are going to be in the security office anywhere, but I will say that given some time, especially if you're willing to use Network's resources, that'll speed it up. You can probably find... I mean, there's information's fucking everywhere on the internet. You can probably find where they live with some effort. That will take some time, so that's not something you can
He's not going
get
to tell
tonight.
Network. He's going to do this on his own.
Cool. We will jump to another scene, unless you have something else you want to do here. But we'll say, like, by the end of the night or by the next morning, after some searching, you can have that information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And, yeah, we have time for this scene, I would say. One more thing is going to happen this night. Goo Girl, back at your apartment, you're going to get a call. Not from the network phone, on your phone, from a number that you do not recognize.
I guess I answer this call. I guess as a superhero, I should be answering my phone because
Spam. Boop.
that is.
That's how normal people respond, but you've got duties with great
I'm a
power comes great
superhero.
responsibility. Answering
I made
the
a phone call today. I can do 2 phone call conversations actually because I am God's bravest toaster.
Yeah. And that is important that you made a phone call today because you did do that from your personal phone. And when you answer the phone, you hear a man on the other side talking in a kind of hushed voice. He goes, is this the woman that called Pending General earlier today?
This is, yes. Hi, hello.
You're looking for Dr. Morrow.
Sort of.
Do you
Do you know where he is?
know where he is?
What if I said I did?
I would say that we should meet in person.
Okay, let's do that.
And then he just kind of like throws out just like a random cafe or something that's open 24 hours. I don't put like a brand on it or anything. But yeah, he throws out a name, goes, meet me there as soon as you can. I'm on my way now.
Okay.
And it is getting like very late, notably for this, but he seems to want to do it.
Yeah, no, I fly out the door. I text the group chat and I say, gonna be at this address in case I die. Don't worry. Just coffee. And then because I've got the little like shapeshifty powers, I make myself look a little different than I normally do. I don't know. Very picture a woman who is a spy in your head, and that is what Goo Girl's going for right now.
Great.
Carmen San Diego.
I was about to say, I was like, this is a Carmen San Diego cosplay. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm still wearing the hoodie and
Okay.
and I head straight there. I use my powers to get there as fast as I can, but I don't make a big entrance.
Yeah. At this point, it's late. There's only one person in this shop. It's a guy. Reasonably, that voice could have been his. He sort of looks up as you enter and gives kind of a squint, like, there's no way that can be the person, but does not acknowledge you otherwise.
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to go, did we speak on the phone?
Good, it's you. Sit down.
Okay. Hi.
You...
Mason's okay. And he's conscious.
That's good. When did you see him? Was he okay when you saw him, or was he...
He was not okay when we first saw him, but he's okay now.
That's good.
Are you saying this because you want him to not be okay, or are you worried about him?
He thinks about that for a second. He goes, I was, maybe not friends with Mason, but we worked together for some time. We were acquaintances, friendly acquaintances. I do want him to be okay, but from what I've seen, I'm more worried if everyone around him is.
They are. He's awake. He's fine. And everyone else is too. And we're working on making that a long-term thing.
You seem to know something of what you're talking about. Do you know what happened or why?
People are getting superpowers. Do you know if the other patients got superpowers too?
I wasn't aware. I assume you mean the other people who were in the same accident that Mason was. As far as I know, I mean, they all woke up years ago.
Interesting. Okay. Second question. How did he get from the hospital to where we found him? Did you guys dump him somewhere safe?
It makes sense that you wouldn't know. I don't think they want that information getting out.
Oh, if you tell me who they is, I will be so happy, and I can also guarantee your safety.
I don't think that they want the... You don't know what happened. Like a few days ago.
No. What happened a few days ago?
I was one of the doctors who was overseeing Mason. I wasn't directly in his department, but like I said, we were friendly acquaintances, so I would check on him from time to time. He had been in a coma for several years at this point, and, well, the catalyst, it caused people to reevaluate a lot of things in their lives, and unfortunately Mason's family had decided that his prospects weren't looking good, and they had decided to pull the plug. I wanted to be there for that, but when that was supposed to happen, he changed just a moment before and scared the living daylights out of me and everyone else in the room, and then he was just gone.
Floating? Oh.
And we hadn't seen him since, but it was terrifying.
So his powers manifested when he should have died.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. It was, I suppose, when he was about to.
Interesting. I know somebody who has a similar situation going on. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. That fills things in. Thank you. And hey, he's safe. He's alive. He's a little grumpy. And we are working on a long-term solution. His powers only seem to work when he's asleep, but he didn't hurt anyone.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. The guy stands up, clearly ready to leave already. But
Before you go, if anybody else in your hospital gets powers and disappears or something happens, call me before you call the police. We will handle it and we will make sure they are okay.
Right. And in return, you promise me something.
Yeah, whatever.
Never let that man go to sleep again. And then he walks out.
Yeah, fair, okay. Huh.
And with that, unless anyone has any final things that we want to do, I think that's a pretty good cliffhanger, and we just crossed over the 3-hour mark. It'll be a little less with editing. But I think that's a good point to call Power Play Episode 3.
Yeah.
Ghostlight has been introduced.
I'm traumatized.
One of my favorite boys. I love him so much.
He's a very cool character.
And we'll talk about him more in the after show, because I love him. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're continuing to enjoy Power Play. We are going to go and record the after show on our Patreon, which you've already heard about because of the commercial break. So go subscribe to that if you haven't. Lots of fun stuff. At this point, I'm going... When does this even... Actually, you know what? At this point, this event is probably already airing, but we're recording this mid-September. But we're doing charity events through all of October, which again, I believe at this point, the first, maybe even the second has already aired. But you should watch those. I can't give you more information now because this is weeks out, but we're doing a charity thing. So whatever that ends up being, you should watch it. That was a great little plug, huh? And we will end with that.
Man.
Thank you all for watching. Tune in next week for episode 4 of Power Play. Things are just going to get crazier from here, folks. Stay tuned. We'll see you later.
Hell yeah.
Not to question your judgment, sir, but are we absolutely certain that it's safe to let him stay here, given he turns into that?
Oh, who knows? I'm no scientist, and now that I say that out loud, this might not even count as science regardless. But isn't that what makes it exciting?
If you insist. He still gives me the creeps, but I feel like you're just gonna say that's the point. Anyway, we do have a development. Check out what the drone covering the warehouse just picked up. Seems Umbra went back to investigate himself.
Oh, well, looks like the pressure is starting to get to one of them already. I figured it would happen eventually, but if our newest guest accelerated things... Tell research and development to move Ghostlight up to priority 1. If Umbra is breaking down, we might have a replacement already in line for the job. If my guess is correct, he has exactly what I've been looking for. Keep the lights on, for everyone's sake.